Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Regenerative Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Rossum, the official medical provider of the DC Divas. Signal Financial Credit Union, where your tomorrow self will thank you. Fordham and Dominion Brewing Company, the official beer of the DC Divas, featuring the finest in local beer options. And by Know Who, connecting you and your business to those that matter. Well, good evening and welcome as we get ready for DC Divas football, DC Divas and the Columbus Comets this evening. Good to have you with us. Scott Jackson, the Hall of Famer, Donna Wilkinson, as we get ready for action here tonight. DC Divas coming off an incredible road win last week, Donna, against their longtime rival, the Pittsburgh Passion.
Yeah, that was such an amazing finish in Pittsburgh. We were down by 1 point, 14 seconds left on the clock. Amanda's in the grasp of two defenders, somehow pushes herself out, spins around and throws a 66-yard touchdown to Katrina Wilson to end the game. Katrina right now being honored on the field as the now Divas all-time leading receiver, and very well deserved for her work she's done over her career.
Well, we're going to get to the keys tonight for both these teams, obviously the ones to watch as well. But before we do all that, we're going to pause as we get ready for the national anthem. As you just mentioned a minute ago, Katrina Wilson was able to be honored as the all-time leading receiver in this franchise. What a great career. Of the students from Marshall, nearby Falls Church, Virginia. Get a big round of applause to their rendition of the national anthem. All right, we're getting ready for football here in a bit. Well, the coin toss momentarily. Scott Jackson and the Hall of Famer Donna Wilkinson with you here. Exciting night for Divas football. Last regular season game here at the St. James, too, Donna.
Yeah, we're really excited. We've had a really home press to start the season with only one road game. We're going to finish out the rest of the year on the road. So the Divas are really glad to be at home tonight to finish this season out here against the Columbus Comets, a longtime rival as well, as many of these WFA teams are. And this is going to be a fun game tonight. All
right, let's start with the ones to watch for the Comets. It's really a two-headed monster in their backfield. Hasha Johnson-Rivers, 9 touchdowns in the season, averaging 6.4 yards a carry. She's number 33. Number 17, T.C. Barnes, the other running back you're going to see a lot tonight, 433 yards in the season, a 4.3-yard average and a touchdown. Those are going to be the ones the Divas are going to want to slow down tonight. Really a team that does not throw the ball often, Donna. I mean, they really rely on the running game.
Yeah, they're really much a running team as opposed to the Divas, who are the number one offense and number one passing team in the league. And you always have to look out for Lexi Floor. She's leading the team with 17 receptions for 422 yards, 4 touchdowns in the air, 1 on the ground. Of course, Deasia Scott getting it done Rushing, she's had 7 touchdowns rushing, 1 receiving, and 1 on kick return. You've got her everywhere. But the Divas are really looking to get some younger players in, so we should see some good work from Freeman and from Entwistle today, some of these guys that don't get as much playing time during the other games. As well on defense, Jessica Johnson, she's leading the team in tackles with 30 tackles. But big look tonight for number 44, Tia Watkins, back in a Divas uniform for her first game this season. It's definitely somebody to look out for on the field tonight.
Yeah, I should also mention Shea Pearson for the Comets, number 5, the free safety, 5 interceptions in the season. Certainly she's going to have her eyes on Amanda Congialdi tonight, hoping to get Amanda Congialdi looking to get a pick tonight. All right, let's get to the Columbus Keys, talking to their coach, Hank Patterson. He said it's simple. The defense must play solid defense for 6 to 8 seconds every snap. Their quarterback must make good decisions tonight with the football to understand the threats the Divas defense pose. Their quarterback, Amanda Herbst, number 7. And, again, doesn't throw it a ton, but, again, the Divas may put them in position where they have to throw the football, and the running backs must be effective in running the ball inside is another big thing for this Comets team tonight.
Well, for the Divas tonight, Coach Greg Gaskins really said the offensive line needs to play in sync. He really wants to see them all being on the same level together. When they play together, this offense really hums. He wants to see Amanda really spread the ball around, get a lot of receivers involved. And, of course, on defense, just be aggressive and fly to the ball. They want to have some fun tonight and really show their home crowd a real explosive game.
Well, we're going to see the Divas on offense first as the other Amanda comes out on the field. It'd be Amanda Herbst, the quarterback who's also the place kicker and the punter for the Columbus Comets. She's going to kick it off. Deep to receive for the Divas. Of course, Deja Scott, who's such a big play threat every time she gets an opportunity to touch the ball. And also Janiah Davis back deep as well, who also could make some things happen if she gets her hands on the football. So about to get underway, and it's going to go to Davis, who takes it at the 21. She's going to head forward, has the 30. She's going to be stacked up, still pushing, though. On 35, she's got the inside, or I should say on the sideline, pushed out maybe 44-yard line is where the Divas will start. So nice return there from Davis.
Yeah, Divas off to a good start. They're coming off that big win. Columbus also coming off a 5-game winning streak. So while the Divas are feeling pretty good about their season, Columbus is as well.
And mixed into that win streak was the strange forfeit over Indianapolis. So I think that was the second game of the win streak. So it's been, she's got four wins and one because the other team couldn't compete. So here we go, Divas offense for the first time tonight. And they're going to go 4 wide, 2 in the far, 2 on the near. Congialdi out of the shotgun, and Deja Scott, the lone back next to her on her right. She gives it to Scott. She's going to try the middle of the field, and she's going to get stacked up quickly. Good pressure there from the middle of that defense. It looked like Jones really closed the hole quickly, the nose guard. Yeah,
Jones did a nice job of really firing off that ball and getting in the backfield, not giving Deja anywhere to go. So Deja gets held to a no gain on first down. So 2nd and 10 for the Divas. We see Wilson coming here to the near side, as well as Floor, 2 of the big play receivers. Amanda Congialdi out of the shotgun once again. She's had a terrific season. 13 touchdown passes, no interceptions. She's going to load it up top to Wilson. Wilson catches it on the near side sideline, and she steps out of bounds at the 26-yard line. So big pickup for the Divas on 2nd and 10. Wilson picks up right where she left off after that game-winning touchdown last night. Nice play. They were working on that in practice on that touch on Thursday night. Nice to see a first completion of the game. 34 yards to Wilson from Congialdi. And again, same formation with Wilson and Floor here on the near side. Congialdi out of the shotgun. She's going to give it to Scott. Scott's going to try the right side. She's got the 25, 20 on her feet to the 15, 10, 5. And is she going to get in? And they're going to say down at the 4-yard line. Nice run by Scott on first down for 22 yards. Got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line. Everybody downfield making blocks, pushing the pile forward, and Deja does the rest with her feet. She's such a good runner. She really can get going. She seems like she's not going very fast, and then she'll explode through the hole, as you saw there. So interesting formation here with the 2 upbacks, and it's the give to Floor. She's going to try the right side, and is she going to get there? She's going to be about a yard short, maybe 2 yards short. They're going to mark her down at the 2-yard line. So 2nd and goal coming up for the Divas from the 2. Yeah, and the Divas have put in a few new formations, and they keep working on different packages and personnel, and this is a new one that they're working for some of their short yardage plays.
The second and goal for the Divas. Early part of the first quarter. We're just coming up on the 13:20 mark of the first quarter. Again, it's 4 wide, 2 to the far, 2 to the near, and Scott, the lone back, as Congialdi is going to work out of the shotgun. Congialdi takes a snap. She's going to keep it herself. Oh, almost gets taken down. She's going to run wide. She's got an edge. Can she get there? No, she stops, and she's stacked up short. Looked like she could have had it if she headed to the corner, but she tried to cut it up and gets stacked up. Might have lost a yard on the play as well.
Yeah, and Whitlow Moore did a great job of really not letting her score. It looked like she might have had the edge there. Q-tip, Kiquanda Gainey, trying to get that block.
So third and goal for the Divas. After the 2 big plays, suddenly kind of run into a brick wall here as Columbus's defense has tightened up here in the red zone. 3rd and 3. Again, Scott the lone back. This time the Divas have a tight end into the game. And 2 is 3 wide. Pitch out to Scott. She's going to the right side. And she's going to get to the end zone. Touchdown, Divas. They strike first tonight.
Wow, once again, Scott does it with her speed, gets to the edge. You see Jackson there trying to get contained, just does not have the speed to catch her.
They had Casey Hilliard in there as kind of as lined up like a tight end and took away one of the receivers on that play that were spread out wide, and she has a little extra blocker on the interior there, and Scott, as you said, did the rest. So Entwistle comes on for the extra point. Madeline Entwistle.
And that's Scott's 8th touchdown rushing on the season, just getting it done.
Yeah, I think that makes, 10 overall, right? Because she has the the kickoff return for a touchdown and a reception for a touchdown as well. So Divas had a player come on late. Bad exchange there. Congialdi's going to try to run for it, and she's going to be tackled for a loss. And she gets up okay. You worry when she starts running around like that. Yeah. Sometimes it's like, just eat it.
Taken down hard on her knees, but she gets back up. She's a tough athlete.
No doubt. So Divas strike early here, 6-0, 12-17 to go in the first quarter. We'll see the Comets offense after the kickoff here as the Divas get the coverage team out. Entwistle coming over to kick it off. So good start, kind of start they wanted. Come out here quickly, establish the tempo of the football game.
Yeah, and we expect to see a much different game out of this Columbus Comets team. They've only rushed for over 800 yards, and they've only passed for 330. So about 2-to-1 in their rushing to passing ratio. So we expect to see them keeping this ball on the ground unless they get too far behind and have to start throwing it to keep up.
Yeah, and a team that, in terms of completion percentage, only about 31 completion percentage too. So they have not been the most prolific team throwing the football. Oh, and a bad exchange here on the kickoff, and they cover it up. Wow, that could have been disaster there as the kickoff was fumbled initially.
Christy Sabatucci falls on it.
And Sabatucci kind of saved the day there because it looked like, I think that was Whitlow Moore. It hit Ovi Whitlow Moore, the linebacker, trying to field that kickoff. And here comes Amanda Herbst, quarterback for the Columbus Comets. Comets play with a fullback. That's Christy Sabatucci, number 49. Looks like Pasha Rivers is going to get the start. Johnson Rivers, number 33, and she gets it. No, that's Barnes. T.C. Barnes. She gets stacked up quickly, maybe gets a yard.
Well, Blake does a great job at linebacker coming in and just stuffing that fullback. Doesn't even allow her to get to the line of scrimmage. Team defense does a good job making the tackle around her.
Yeah, I believe he's a fullback. I think that's Sabatucci that's coming back to the huddle, hobbling there. And now it looks like Johnson Barnes is going to come into the game, and they're going to have to get a timeout because Sabatucci's limping towards the sidelines. The ref's going to have to blow the whistle. Yeah, and she takes a knee. She got stacked up there, like when that pile kind of came back.
Yeah, and we're not going to have replay for this game to be able to go back and through, so we'll just have to talk through that as she's down. Now, this is Blake's first game back after breaking her ribs a few weeks back. Finally got cleared by her doctors to come back out here. Still says she has some soreness, but she's tough and playing through that as well.
She is tough. So that's a big, obviously, return for the Divas. She's been so good for them this season.
Yeah, coming in as a rookie and really making an impact. That's something special that the Divas have always had, rookies that have come in and made an impact from year one.
Well, while we got a minute, too, let's talk about the Comets. They're a Division II team. Of course, it was, 3 weeks ago that Tampa was here, was a Division III team. Obviously, the Divas are in Division I of the WFA. What is the difference, so our viewers know what it means when you say Division I, II, and III?
Well, the Division I would be the top, more elite teams. The Division II would have a little bit smaller programs, maybe less population to pull from. And then the Division III are really the development teams that are working their way up. And so just trying to set it so everybody has a chance to have a level playing field and competition to play against. And with so many teams, there's such a variety of level from a young team to a real established veteran team like the DC Divas. But Columbus has been up and down. They've been in our division in other years. They have not always been in a lower division team. So it goes up and down from year to year and from season to season as players come and go.
And here's the fumble on the exchange, and Herbst has to pick it up, and she gets taken down for a big loss. It's going to be a loss of 7 when it's all said and done. That was awkward. I don't know if she was trying to go play action there or it was just she wasn't ready to give it off, or the Divas defense just blew it up.
Yeah, Lena Markle making her impact.
Looking for forward progress to the 30, so a loss of 5 on the play. It brings up a 3rd and 15, and again, this is the down and distance that the Columbus Comets want to stay away from. This is not something they're comfortable with. Talking to Hank Patterson, the coach, he was stressed how important it was to run the football.
Well, any team that's a running team does not want to get down in big 3rd and long situations where they have to throw the ball or do something that they're not as familiar or comfortable with.
Pasha Johnson-Rivers is the deep back. Amanda Herbst under center. She's going to pitch it out to Johnson. Rivers, who's going to try the left side. She gets hit and taken down. Maybe got to the line of scrimmage with their forward progress, and that's a no gain. So great defense for the Divas.
Great job by Ford coming up and setting that corner. Davis comes up on the tackle as well. It looks like Ford's down, a little shaken up on the play.
Well, she came in and walloped Johnson-Rivers. I mean, she really laid it to her, but Johnson-Rivers is a big back.
Yeah, and she's definitely calling for a trainer.
She gets up. Looks like her left arm, she's kind of moving.
Yeah, and she's been battling through injury. She's one of those players having to take time off at practice just to keep her body rested, coming out and going warrior style to try to get it done.
Amanda Herbst stays on to punt. She is the team's punter, pretty good punter too. Averages 41 yards a punt, 58 along in the season. And as they're getting players in a little bit late, still plenty of time on the play clock. It's Herbst to snap, and of course, Deja Scott back deep. Herbst a left-footed punt. It's going to bounce in front of Scott. She goes to her side. Scott's going to try to field it. Oh, misses it. Has to come back and get it to the 29. Uh-oh, here you go. She's got the 35,
Woo!
40, 45. She needs some blockers inside the Columbus Comets territory. She's going to go all the way down the sidelines, and it's going to be a touchdown for Deja Scott, and there's no laundry on the field. Divas special teams touchdown.
Whitney Sims threw a big block. Columbus did not have their head on a swivel, and Deja Scott takes it to the house.
I think I got that at 71 yards unofficially. I think she picked it up at the 29, but you saw it right when it came this way. The picket fence was set, and what great job by the special teams of the Divas not to block in the back and to obviously open the lane, and Deja doesn't need much of one.
Well, and the little extra time that it took her to field that ball really let the kickoff team over pursue, and the blocks got set up ideally from that extra time that they had. So
they did not keep didn't have lane management, as they like to say. There's everybody kind of converged towards the ball and left everything wide open. So Entwistle on for the extra point. Divas up 12-0, trying to add to the lead here. Good snap, hold, but Entwistle looked like it might have been blocked. And it's going to stay 12-0 Divas with 9:02 to go in the first quarter. So good start. Divas offense took the opening drive down. Defense got a 3-and-out. Making plays.
J.J. Watt-like.
Yeah. She's long and tall. I mean, she's really a tall end there. You can't miss her. And again, Herbst out of the shotgun. Barnes alone back. Herbst's going to pump once, throws it over the middle, and almost picked off. Incomplete. Threw in a lot of traffic there. I think the intended receiver was Fonts down the field. She also had Rice out there.
Now, good coverage by the Divas. Really nobody open. Lucky that wasn't picked off by Jessica Johnson, who already has 4 interceptions on the year.
Yeah, Johnson's been so good this season at picking the football off, as you mentioned. Herbst comes from the sideline after getting the play. She'll jump back in the huddle. All of a sudden, the Comets throwing the football around the yard a little bit. With this 3rd and 8, they're going to probably have to put it up in the air here. Barnes still the lone back, 2 wide to the left of Herbst, 1 to the right. Herbst back to pass. Good throw over the middle. Gets it to a receiver who's going to be just shy. We got a flag towards the line of scrimmage. Might have been a late hit because Herbst is on the ground. That looks where roughing the passer. It's going to be an automatic first down. And the reception was caught. About a 6-yard pickup, and then you throw on the 15-yard penalty after that.
I didn't see who it was that hit the quarterback late. But it is a roughing call, and Columbus will move the chains again.
Yeah, Columbus moving the chains suddenly. The reception was to Cheyenne Brown, the tight end. So Columbus 1st and 10 at the Divas, just outside of the Divas 10-yard line, so about the 12-yard line is where they're going to mark it. We got whistles before the play. We have a timeout taken by the Comets. So the Comets are going to take timeout. So before the play can go off, I think they have it just outside of the 10-yard line. So it looks like they could get a first down before the touchdown.
Yeah, they still have the chains up, so it looks like they got about a yard or so they could still use to get a first down.
But it's been a pretty good drive here for the Comets. Of course, the 2 penalties are huge here, right? The roughing the passer we just had, and then the pass interference. Been 30 yards of penalties on this drive.
Yes, that roughing the passer, the Divas defense did stop Columbus short of the first down, so they would have had them in a short yardage play there. But here we go, first down, a chance for Columbus to try to put some points on the board. Now, they have been scoring. They scored 28 points last week against Cleveland. They scored 54 against Cincinnati, 40 against Philly, and 20 against Derby City, but they have not played this DC Divas defense. So we will see tonight.
And again, out of the shotgun for Herbst, T.C. Barnes and Lindsey Rice, the fullback. Give to Barnes, and she's going to get it inside the 10, maybe down to the 6, where she's going to be marked down. It's a pretty good pickup of about 5 yards and first down.
Blake and Gray in on the tackle.
So 2nd and 5 coming up for the Comets. Comets running a lot of different personnel in now. See Barnes leave the game. They're going to run Costa Johnson Rivers back in.
Well, Columbus does have a smaller team. They have a number of players that are going both ways and playing multiple positions, so these guys are going to be hitting it hard all night.
Yeah, you look over on the bench, and there's just not many people over there. I mean, sidelines, it's like night and day with how many Divas players are here. And as we've talked about before in the past, not all teams can afford to travel everybody. It's not always a full roster that goes on the road. Here's the snap. And the give right up the middle to Barnes, and she's going to be stacked up. Good defense interior from the Divas, a no-gainer. Yeah,
the entire interior defense. You see Skeen coming off the edge, Claggett up the middle. Just a great job by the whole front line.
Yeah, Johnson Rivers had nowhere to go. And Johnson Rivers averaging over 6 yards a carry on the season.
Blake comes out, another D-line comes in. Little goal line package here for the Divas defense.
Herbst under center this time. Give Johnson Rivers going to try the right side. She's going to get those shoulders down right towards the goal line, and they're going to mark her just shy. And I believe that should be a first down. They say move it up, so move the chains up. The refs are signaling, so that's going to be a first and goal at the 1 yard line for the Comets as we're coming up the 4-minute mark left here in this first quarter play. So the Comets on the doorstep here. And Johnson Rivers, this is where she's been making her money this year, 9 touchdowns on the season. Again, Herbst under center. Amanda Herbst, the quarterback of the Comets, gives it to Johnson Rivers left side and easily walks in for her 10th touchdown of the season. And the Comets first of the night makes it a 12-6 game.
Well, we could have drove a Mack truck through that whole offensive line, just cleared out the Divas defense. Easy walk-in touchdown for Columbus.
They're going to stay out and go for 2. They do not kick. They have not attempted a PAT or a field goal all season long. So they're staying out here on the field. This is an easy decision as Johnson Rivers stays in the game behind Herbst, who's under center. And they give to Johnson Rivers. We got flags and whistles, and it's a delay of game. Didn't get it off quick enough. So false start is the call. There's movement before the snap. Yeah, that'll make this a more challenging two-point play because it's now from the 8-yard line. But the Comets have cut the Divas deficit in half with that drive. Now they're trying to add to it, trying to make it a 4-point game. Again, Herbst under center, Amanda Herbst. Johnson Rivers going to get the football, tries the right side, plows forward, just going to get a few yards, but going to be well shy of the end zone, and that will be a failed two-point play. So Divas defense does a job there, but a 12-6 game. Comets got to feel pretty good, Donna, coming down and answering after the falling down 12-0.
Absolutely, and in our talking with the Comets coach early in the week, he says, we're not expecting that this is a expect-to-win game. We're coming out trying to win. We're coming out trying to put up points, trying to look good, and so far they are holding their own against this Divas team in the first quarter.
Had a little something that the Divas did help them on that drive with those two big penalties, the pass interference and obviously the roughing. Those are 30 yards worth of penalties. But the Comets showed us something in the air. I mean, some big pass plays, and they needed him, which is not their forte by any means. So here comes Amanda Herbst, the quarterback, the kicker, the punter. She does everything. She's going to tee it up. And Deja Scott and Janiah Davis back deep to receive for the Divas. We'll see if Herbst tries to keep it away from Davis, or from Scott, and she does. Gets it to Davis, who takes it at the 18. Heads forward, 25. Waiting for her blocks to set up. She gets it to about the 33-yard line, so good coverage there from the Comets. Janiah Davis. It's about a 14-yard return. And we'll see the Divas offense just for the second time here in this football game. Of course, the punt return for a touchdown kept them off the field in their second chance. With 3:36 to go in this first quarter, it's Divas 12, Columbus 6.
Amanda Congialdi just having a career breakout year so far, leading the league in passing, total dominance by the Divas offense just about every game they've played.
Yeah, 13 touchdowns and no interceptions, and that quarterback rating of 145.2 has been impressive. Out of the shotgun, she's got 4 receivers, and Deja Scott's a lone back. She'll throw it to the far side, and it's bobbled, but then caught. Nice move. Still on her feet to the 50. Oh, we got a flag, though, on the block. Oh, was that Dana Blakey made a nice move, but I think there was a block on the backside. Whoever their other receiver was out there, I think they're going to get.
I think Trina had a good block. I saw the block on that play. I did not see it in the back.
So they're going to get Katrina Wilson. Yeah. They're going to get Katrina Wilson right around where the first down was, I think, is where the illegal block came. Blakey had gotten the first down, and it's one of those plays. It's frustrating because, like you said, it's close, and I don't even know if she needed it because Blakey was just starting to get ahead of steam. I don't think anybody was going to catch her. So that erases pretty much the big chunk of that yardage, so the ball will be placed back on the Divas' 36-yard line, bringing up a first down and about a 9-yard. It's like a 1st and 8, actually, because there's no loss of down. So 1st and 8 for the Divas. Again, same formation. Scott the lone back. 2 receivers on each side of Amanda Congialdi. Bad snap. She gets it, though. Under pressure, Congialdi rolls to her left, throws it. There's Katrina Wilson. She drops it. She had Wilson wide open to the first down marker, but she just dropped it. I think she started to run before she caught it.
Well, Wilson will make the 66-yard game-winning touchdown, but drop a little 10-yard pass right over the middle.
Well, you know, we saw that against, was it the Tampa game, right, a few weeks ago where she had to drop it. Then it was great because Amanda went back to her a couple more times and she made some big plays.
Well, you never lose confidence in Megatron. She could drop 10 in a row, and you're still going to throw her the next ball and expect her to catch it, and so will she.
Yeah, 2nd and 8, and it is 2 backs flanked to each side of Amanda Congialdi and 2 receivers to the right. One of the backs is now going motion. Snap. Congialdi goes over the middle. Again to Blakey. Catches it. She got the first down, and she's going to be brought down around the 48-yard line. But a nice pickup there on 2nd and 8 to get the first down.
Blakey ran a nice little post route. Just got inside the defender. Great catch. Great throw. Amanda really doing a great job of just settling and making those necessary throws that she needs to do to keep these chains moving.
She's got so many weapons out there, too. Blakey, 7 catches, 135 yards, and a touchdown coming in. But you can see how she's got another gear when she does get the ball. Give to Scott on first down. She's going to run wide here on the near side. She's got on her feet till 45-40. And she's got the first down and gets knocked out at the 37-yard line, but it's a Divas first down and now well into Comets territory.
Scott's not moving at all.
She got hit high and got knocked out of bounds. And
I wonder if she got knocked out. She is
she
not
might
moving.
have, when she got knocked out of bounds, she kind of stood herself up.
Oh,
to
get her moving a little bit now.
Get some more yardage, and I think she took a pretty good shot there. So that's right in front of us, our vantage point, and hate to see that.
Always hold your breath when a player takes a big hit and doesn't move.
Yeah, no question.
And Pittsburgh, Skeen went down as well and just had a couple moments where we were just looking for some movement and finally got back up and had some sort of stinger and maybe knocked a little unconscious as well.
So as they tend to Deja Scott here on the near side sidelines, that was a big run on first down. And they're looking at her. And
they're looking at her neck.
They're looking at her, yeah. She's laying on her stomach. That was kind of how she got hit. It looked like she was trying to stay in to make one more cut. And that's when she took a real big hit. Now they're going to flip her over on her back. Obviously got to be very careful with the neck. And they're asking her. She is moving her hands and her legs and everything. So that's a good sign, certainly. She's definitely conscious, so it wasn't a KO. But at first, as you said, she hit the ground so hard you didn't know. So with 2:22 to go, it's a 12-6 Divas lead on top of the Columbus Comets here. First quarter play at the St. James. Final regular season home game for the Divas on the season. I want to thank the game sponsors tonight, brought to you by Regenerative Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Rossum is the official medical provider of the DC Divas. Signal Financial Credit Union, where your tomorrow self will thank you. Fordham and Dominion Brewing Company, the official beer of the DC Divas, featuring the finest in local craft beer options. And by Know Who, connecting you and your business to those that matter. And that's a great sign.
Yeah,
as Deja Scott is up walking on her own. Yeah, she got her bell rung pretty good. But
yeah, they'll probably have to take her through some concussion protocol and check her head. And, when you start taking hits like that to the head, they're very cautious nowadays. Back in the early days, you kind of got hit and you went back out and played.
Yeah.
But now they really do take care of those things and make sure you're right before you get back out in the field.
No question. Christina Pope is the back now. Blakey goes in motion. Shotgun snap. And Congialdi throws it in the flat, and it's caught for a first down by just shy of the first down mark, Remy Olenzak, her first catch of the night. She got 5 receptions on the season coming into the game for 63 yards.
Well, she started off the season with that really huge game against Pittsburgh. It's been a little bit quiet in some of these interim games. Good to see her get a catch right off the bat in this first quarter.
Yeah, and you're seeing, too, Amanda really spread the wealth here tonight. We've seen a lot of different receivers so far in the early going. It's not just been Lexi Floor, not just been Wilson. She's hit Blakey and now obviously Olenzak as well. Olenzak in motion. She's going to hit the pitch. Olenzak trying to get the corner. She's going to get taken down, though. Loses about 6 yards on the play. So that play went backwards. So that's going to bring up a third down for the Divas. And they're going to mark it at the 35. So it's going to be about a 3rd and 7 coming up for the Divas.
Yeah, Whitlow Moore just really shot up there and really disrupted that play from the beginning.
Comets have pretty stout defense, and they're going to need to be stout here. You've got to think for the Divas, though, this is 4-down territory, 35. Amanda Congialdi out of the shotgun. Low back is Christina Pope. Back to pass Congialdi. She throws it, and it's caught. And that's going to be enough for a first down as Hilliard fights her way, and they can't even take Casey Hilliard down. They get her out of bounds, but they couldn't bring her down.
Hilliard's got a lot of attitude. She does not like to go down. A big, tough, strong receiver.
And she's another one who you think, like, every time you see her catch the ball, you're like, yeah, that's right. They got her, too. And she's another person who can make big plays.
Yeah, this Divas receiving core is so stacked. And Amanda said, the most stacked receiving core she's ever played with. She's having fun out there.
No doubt. That's why she's got, a season that's well on track to break all kinds of records for this franchise. Snap back, Congialdi. She's going to throw it out to Pope. Pope catches it, turns around. Still on her feet. She's going to be close to the first down marker, maybe a yard shy. So about to pick up a 9. Boy, it looks like she might be just on the marker. See if they wave him up.
Yeah, Pope looking for her running back to give her a block out there. Running back kind of got caught up in the receiver got caught up in the mix a little bit.
And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So that's the last play of the quarter. And the Divas lead it by the score of 12-6. So good start for the DC Divas tonight, and obviously right now in Columbus territory as they are at the 13-yard line of the Comets as they're going to switch sides of the field. So far tonight, Donna, has been a good start for the Divas, outside of a couple penalties that hurt them on the defensive side and helped out the Comets. It's been a pretty good start for them.
Well, it seems like the O-line's been doing a pretty good job. They've been keeping in sync, one of their keys to the game, and Amanda, like we talked about, spread the ball around. Amanda's doing a great job. All of her receivers have caught balls tonight, and you expect to see that the rest of this game as the Divas continue to push forward. Well,
we had 2 touchdowns from Deja Scott. Unfortunately, we have a Deja Scott injury, too. As you said, she's out here on the field. She's walking around, but, they got to keep her eye on her. And who knows if we'll see her again tonight. Maybe not.
Yeah, we'll have to get a halftime report on her and see how she's feeling. Hopefully she can come back, but that's a big blow to the Divas if she can't.
Yeah, but as we've seen, they have so many different weapons, and they're kind of showing them off here tonight against this Columbus team. And, outside of hurting themselves to help Columbus, it's been a pretty smooth game on all 3 phases for the Divas.
Yeah, the Divas really had some things that they looked at in the Pittsburgh game that they wanted to try to correct. They worked really hard this week on some of those areas. Discipline's one of them, so they got to also cut down those penalties. So one more thing they'll be talking about after tonight's game is how do we be more disciplined and cut down those penalties, especially the late hits, things like that you can just pull up, and really be smart about it.
Well, and you also, the Pittsburgh game probably took a lot out of this team, and then you got to come back, you got to travel back, play at home this week, but it definitely, that's already going to be one of your harder games anyway. And then you got to play it on the road to get the win. You just wonder what this team would have tonight. And so far, they've answered the bell. So split backfield, and the give to Pope, and she gets stacked up. Wow, big hit. Well, this Comets defensive line, where they really fire off the ball sometimes.
Yeah, that's Nita Bang Bang Johnson. Well, we can see where the bang bang comes from there.
No question.
Wow.
Big hit there. So that's going to be now what would have been a short yardage situation on third down is now 3rd and 4. So Congialdi getting out of the shotgun. Pope, the lone back, at 2 receivers each side. Pitches it out to Pope, looking for some blockers. She's got the first down and then some, and she gets it down close to the 5-yard line. It's a nice run by Pope, really burst, and good blocking on the edges.
Yeah, Pope did a great job of just getting straight downfield. She didn't take her time. She didn't try to get to the edge. She stuck her foot in the ground and just got the yards available.
So 1st and goal for the Divas at the Columbus Comets 7-yard line. Leading this game 12-6, 14 minutes and counting to go in this first half of play. Congialdi waits for the shotgun snap. She takes it. Pass rush in her face. Throws it in the end zone. Touchdown to Wilson. Megatron. Katrina Wilson pulls it in for a score.
Just like that. Trina running an out route. Perfect timing pass by Amanda Congialdi to get her the ball, and the rest is history.
Amanda Congialdi's 14th touchdown pass of the season. And for Katrina Wilson, that is touchdown number 3 on the year. And nice catch to make it an 18-6 game. And Madeline Entwistle on for the extra point. So far, the extra points have really been the only thing that hasn't gone right for the Divas. A bad snap and a miss. And now another bad snap. High one. Entwistle tries to pick it up. Oh, fumbled. But Entwistle going to push her out of bounds. Good job by Entwistle to keep the play, to end the play there. Play's over. The Comets player still trying to run back, but now the play was already blown dead.
Well, Entwistle pushed her out about the 15-yard line.
Yeah, Entwistle did a good job there knocking her down. But, again, a bad snap. That's about the only thing that has not worked out for the Divas tonight.
Yeah, the kicking game's been a little spotty this year. Entwistle became a kicker this year for the first time.
Right.
So a young player becoming a kicker, really working through the growing pains of what that's like and just trying to get everything together. Definitely something the Divas are working on day in and day out.
Yeah, and the snaps have been really the issue tonight. So that's an 18-6 game with 13:50 to go here in this first half. Entwistle will tee it up for the kickoff here to start the second half. Or their first possession, I should say, the second quarter coming up for the Comets. So back for the Comets. It's like Pearson and Smith deep to receive. And Whistle getting herself a good running start and a nice kick. Like Smith's going to take it. And Smith still on her feet. Close to the 40 and still fighting, getting it up to the 44-yard line. So pretty good return there, 20-plus yards for the Comets, who will have it for the first time in this second quarter. Last time the Comets had the football, of course, they scored a touchdown. Divas did a good job answering that.
Ashley Clark, the backup quarterback, in at linebacker.
So they break the huddle, and Amanda Herbst has T.C. Barnes as a lone back. Fonts is here on the near side. They got him in tight, and he's going to go to Barnes. She's going to make one cut and get spun around. Maybe he gets a couple yards. They're going to give her forward progress to the 48-yard line, so they're actually going to give her a 4-yard gain on first down.
Sims with the one-arm tackle. Little help there by Alina Markle as well.
So T.C. Barnes is going to come out of the game. And that means Pasha Johnson Rivers is going to come in, the other running back, number 33, who has their lone touchdown for the Comets tonight. It gives to Johnson Rivers. She's going to try the left side. She's got 50, 45, first down after a 6-yard pickup. It's a good run from Johnson Rivers.
Well, the Divas just playing with that 3-down lineman. They did a great job of just running right off tackle, finding that little seam in the defense. Just enough for a first down.
Sorry, we got an injured Comets player here in the middle of the field. Not sure what happened there, but quickly the Divas trainers run out on the field to help her. Now the Comets trainers are going to come out. It happened away from the play. Of course, the Divas, after this week, as you mentioned, Donna, 3 straight road games, go to Richmond to play the Richmond Black Widows, followed by the Cleveland Fusion and the Boston Renegades. Once again, the rematch of that tough early season loss, the lone loss to the Divas. I think that was Tawana Justinina, who is one of the offensive linemen, the right tackle. Justinini goes out. So now they're going to have to bring in Holly Robinson, number 70, to play right tackle. Pasha Johnson Rivers stays in the game. Herbst under center, hands it to Johnson Rivers. Going to try the right side this time. Get some forward progress. They're going to give her to just shy of the Divas 40-yard line.
Gang tackled by Sims, Blake, and looks like Lockhart in on the tackle.
So a 4-yard gain on first down brings up a 2nd and 6. So the Comets get a little bit of momentum here with the running game. 2nd and 6. Again, the Comets very deliberate in what they're doing. They're going to take their time. They're going to huddle up. They're going to run the football. Again, Johnson Rivers is the lone back. Herbst going to have to try to get it off. She just gets it off. Almost, she misses the handoff. It was almost a delay game, and now she gets tackled for a 3-yard loss. Good defense for the Divas. Davis.
Well, the Divas were coming. They had 2 linebackers blitzing from the inside. Davis was coming from the outside. Just nowhere for the quarterback to go.
And Janiyah Davis just shot up there and saw that. She was hurrying because there was about 1 second left on the play clock, and it just kind of threw everything off. You could tell it didn't look right from the beginning. She got there quicker than the running back did, and she just had to try to make a play out of it. Instead, the Divas made the play. So Divas with the chance to get off the field here with 3rd and 7. Herbst again has got a short play clock, just 5 left on the play clock. I don't think she realizes it, and she's about to get a delay of game. The referees don't realize it. Now they do. Yeah, there's really 3 seconds after the went to 0, they threw the flag.
Yeah, well, our play clock's up on the scoreboard.
It's a tough place to see it, yeah.
Got to look up, not down to the end zone to see it.
And I think I think she knew last time, but this time she was not ready for it. So Amanda Herbst under center. Back to pass on a 3rd and 12. Throws it downfield, has a receiver, and it's caught by Fonts. And a flag on the play and first down, and the late hit by the Divas is going to add another 15. Oh, boy.
Wow, well, Kiana Fonts ran a nice route. Good back shoulder throw just to put it where only she could catch it.
Herbst with a great pass. I think there's a flag back here. She might have been hit late. There might be a couple penalties here on the Divas, and it looked like a PI call. Now here the question is are they going to call offensive pass interference or defensive pass interference? Because it was, as you said, a good back row throw on the.
Couldn't tell if she pushed off a little bit.
But did she push off to get the separation was a tough thing to tell. But it was a heck of a throw from Herbst. Amanda Herbst's been winging it around here tonight, even though that's not what she's known for.
Looks like the officials got it straightened out.
Let's see what they have for us here. Good throw to Fonts, though. Kiana Fonts, second leading receiver, or the leading receiver, on this Comets team. Yeah, they're marking it off, so it's definitely against the Divas. The additional 15. There was a hit out of bounds, I believe, is what they're going to get as well.
That's a big penalty. That gives them a lot of yards in one play.
Well, Ford hit her late out of bounds, and that's what they got. And there was, I don't know if somebody just dropped, I think it's a glove actually in the middle of the field. I thought it was a flag, but I think it's somebody's glove. So they got the late hit out of bounds, and obviously the pass interference was on the Divas. So Columbus is going to have the ball 1st and 10 at the Divas 12. Again, this like the last drive. The lone touchdown drive for the Comets was aided by the Divas penalties. This one has the potential for the same thing if the Comets are able to cash in. So 10:24 to go in this first half of play. It is the Divas 18, the Columbus Comets 6. But the Comets in Divas territory with a 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. Yeah, now the referee's giving us signals of pass interference, which obviously was on the Divas, declined, and now the roughing penalty, which is accepted. Actually, they're moving the ball up even closer, so it's 1st and goal now. After they initially put it on the 12, they've moved to the 6-yard line, so it's a 1st and goal for the Comets. After all that, the Divas defense going to have to dig deep here. Passing Johnson Rivers in the backfield with the fullback, Christy Sabatucci, number 49. The give to Rivers, the right side. She's got a hole. She's going to dive and get in the end zone. Touchdown.
Well, we got a flag in the
backfield. We got flags. We do have flags. They're going to call face mask, it looked like. They're going to go for 2. Refs are talking to the Comets, but the penalty, I believe, is a face mask on the Divas. I think Johnson Rivers' face mask got grabbed on the way into the end zone. Yeah. So Johnson Rivers, her second touchdown of the night, now has 11 on the year. Cuts the lead back to 6, and now the Comets are going to try to go for 2. Amanda Herbst under center, gives it to Johnson Rivers, and she gets stacked up, tripped up. Nice play.
Markle coming in on the play. That was just a great job getting off the ball, beating the offensive lineman.
She shot off the ball and undercut her. Alina Markle makes a good play for the Divas. So it's a 6-point game, though, 18-6, or excuse me, 18-12, just a 6-point game with 10-11 to go in this first half of play as the Comets are able to answer the Divas again. They're finding a little bit of success throwing the football tonight.
Well, yeah, and maybe a little more scoring than the Divas expected from this team in the first half of this game. And really just a good job by Columbus of keeping their foot down and running the ball, taking whatever plays they get, and taking advantage of these penalties that the Divas are giving them good field position on.
All right, so the face mask penalty is going to be now enforced on the kickoff. So Columbus gets to kick it off from the Divas 50, or from the 50. Kick it to the Divas from the 50. Amanda Herbst, the quarterback, is the place kicker as well. And the punter. Back to receive for the Divas. That's a good sign. Deja Scott on the far side, number 4. She is back in the game after going out earlier, and the kick's going to go to, well, it's going to go between Davis and Scott, and Davis is going to pick it up at the 5. She's going to pitch it to Scott, who's going to come to the near side. And there's a flag immediately. Oh, boy, an illegal block, and Deja Scott is taken down at the 12-yard line.
Ashley Clark thought about it, did not have a clean block in front, but they're going to call a holding on this play.
So the Divas are going to be backed up inside their own 10-yard line. Wow. But Deja Scott, it was good to see her back on the field. However, she's coming off the field now. They're not going to let her stay out for offense. Looks like he's picking the flag up now. Yeah, the referee, I believe, picking the flag up, it looks like.
But the ball's moved back to the, well, is that where she was tackled?
Yeah, I think she was tackled at the 12, yeah. So okay. I think that, okay, yeah, he waved like he picked the flag up, so that's no penalty, but still tough field position for the Divas. They're on 11. So Amanda Congialdi breaks the huddle. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Her left and 1 wide receiver to the right. The lone back is Christina Pope. Congialdi gives the Pope. Oh, and she almost gets taken in. She does get taken in at the 6-yard line. Loss of 5 on the play. Big defensive play there from the Comets.
Yeah, that's 55 flying in on the tackle for Columbus. Marissa Bennett.
Marissa Bennett with a shooting in there, the defensive end. Divas again out of the shotgun. Congialdi now with a 2nd and 14. 2 receivers each side. Pope the lone back. Congialdi gets a snap, sets up, fires the far side. Caught by Flora. What a great game. Oh, she fumbles the football. And it's recovered by the Comets. Wow. Comets have it to the Divas 20. So Flora caught it, had it stripped. And just like that, the Comets have a short field, a chance to tie this game.
Flora did a great job of making a nice fingertip catch, but that just gave the defense a chance to knock it out as she was unable to pull it in and secure it, giving Columbus a big break here in the second quarter.
Wow. What a quick change of events here. The Divas defense back on the field rather quickly, just 2 plays from the offense and the turnover, and a short field for the Columbus Comets.
Well, I tell you, this Divas offense is not used to being on the sideline this much. They are used to being out on the field, moving the ball, and they have been very, very quiet this evening for their 18 points.
So T.C. Barnes, the lone back, the fumbled snap. Now the Divas chance to get it back, but I think Barnes covers it up for the Comets. But it's going to be a loss of 3 on first down, and it is. So it stays the Comets, but it's going to be a 2nd and 13 at the Divas 23. Bad exchange between Carolyn O'Leary and Amanda Herbst.
Well, this is a good test for the Divas defense. They've given up 2 scores on the previous possessions. They're giving them good field position. Can they lock down? Can they stop a drive when it starts here on their own 20-yard line?
So Amanda Herbst with a 2nd and 13. And another bad exchange and loses it and covered up. More lost yards. Now back to the 27-yard line of the Divas.
And that's big baby Jasmine Claggett in the tackle, who just graduated this past Thursday from her master's in engineering at University of Maryland came to celebrate with our team after her graduation in her full gown Thursday night at practice. Took a team picture with all of us. Just very proud of the work she's done to play football and get her master's at the same time.
That's not easy. It's a lot of time.
That's what Divas do.
A lot of hard work, yeah. All right, Herbst now with a 3rd and 16 as the crowd here in the St. James is getting into it. Handoff, TC Barnes. She gets close to the original line of scrimmage, but well short of the first down. We'll see what the Comets decide to do. I think they're going to stay on the field. It's going to be a 4th and about 12.
Well, without a kicking game, there's not much else you can really do here. You got to try to put something on the board.
And they're called, 4th and 14. They have to get to the Divas 10-yard line. They're at the 24 right now, so it's a 4th and 14. Herbst out of the shotgun as she's got one back, and that's TC Barnes to her right. Kind of a bunch formation here on the right side. Back to pass. Throws it up, and it's going to almost be picked off incomplete, and Herbst took a pretty good shot there. Is rolling on the turf.
Well, Tia Watkins finally makes her presence felt. She just came in the game, and right away she's hitting Herbst.
Turn it over on down, so Divas defense, after the turnover, able to bail the offense out, do their job, and now the offense back out of the field. Maybe they can find some rhythm before the end of this first half. 7:12 to go in the first half. Divas lead at 18-12 over Columbus. Divas have gotten 2 touchdowns from Deja Scott, 1 on a punt return, and also 1 on a run, and a touchdown pass from Congialdi to Megatron Katrina Wilson. So Congialdi does have Scott in the backfield, so that's a good sign. Her first offensive play since getting taken out earlier. Back to pass. Congialdi's going to whip it out to Scott here on the near side. She's going to make one player miss and makes another miss. She's got the 35, 40, 45, 50 into Comets territory. She could go all the way. She's got one player to beat. Can she beat her? Yes! Touchdown, Divas! Deja Scott, are you kidding me?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Deja Scott. I mean, you just see the speed on that play. She stops, completely turns back the other direction, makes one cut, gets upfield, and just outruns everybody.
76-yard pass play. So Congialdi gets the yards there, too, because it's a little screen. But what a great play. And we were worried about Deja Scott. We saw her get taken out earlier. We were worried about her. I guess she's okay.
She said, yeah, I'm feeling all right. I can run, coach. Just let me run 80 yards.
Wow. Deja Scott, what a play. Good blocking out there, and she got on the edge, and it was night-night. Nobody was going to catch her. Slaughter gave it a try, but she wasn't quite fast enough. Great effort at the end there. But she wasn't quite fast enough for Deja. Entwistle on for the extra point, the 24-12 game, and this one is no good. A little wide left, but she got it up, though. But 24-12, so the Divas have doubled up the Comets with that touchdown. 6:53 to go this first half. Quick strike from the Divas after the offense got the ball back from the good job by the defense to stop them on downs, and the offense makes it happen.
Man, I tell you, if you're a football fan, you love watching Deja run. I mean, it is just something special. Her vision, her cutbacks, her patience.
Absolutely.
Every aspect of the game, she is doing very, very well. And
3 touchdowns tonight, too.
Yeah, really setting the record books here from a tradition of a lot of great running backs here in D.C.
It's a punt return for a touchdown. She's had a touchdown run, which was her first touchdown of the night, and now a touchdown reception on the screen. And she is special. Entwistle kicks it short, bounces. Wilson bobbles it. Oh, it's loose on the turf. Did the Divas get it? See what the referees say. And it's going to be Comets. Boy, the Comets held on. That was close, though. That was a little too dicey. Actually, that was Smith that fumbled it and recovered her own fumble. So Columbus first down with 6:47 to go in this first quarter, or first half, excuse me. 24-12 game. Divas on top. Scott Jackson and the Hall of Famer Donna Wilkinson here with you at the St. James. Great night for football. Well, it's always perfect weather inside the St. James.
Always perfect.
But the atmosphere is terrific here tonight. Last regular season home game. Hopefully we'll see a playoff game here.
Well, you see a little change in the Divas defense. They've brought Tia Watkins in. She's playing that sort of down outside linebacker position, D-line from the 5-2 that they're running now. 5-2 defense. They were running a 3-man front before.
Another delay of game on Columbus. They've really had a heck of a time with the play clock. I don't know if they normally play in a stadium where they see the play clock or if it's been a problem tonight, but it is a little challenging if you haven't been here and if you take your time in the huddle, which they do. A lot of teams play no huddle, so it's not much of an issue. But Amanda Herbst out of the shotgun. She's going to load up, throws the far side, caught by Fonts. Fonts got a little space. She's going to get it close to the first down markers, and I think she has a first down. She does. So a 15-yard pickup on first down after the delay of game penalty.
Well, Davis shot up to either make a play on her or try to intercept that ball. Either way, it gave Fonts an extra room to get that first down.
Amanda Herbst, again, is not a high-percentage passer, but tonight she has been a very high-percentage passer. She has really put the ball on the money. She's been impressive spinning it.
Yeah, she had that one nice long pass. Most of them, however, nice, crisp, short passes, little hitch routes.
Yeah. So Herbst again out of the shotgun. Got two receivers to her left, one to her right, and the give is to T.C. Barnes, who is maybe going to get a couple yards.
Big baby in on the tackle from a D-line position. Not much doing in the interior.
Yeah, that's really where the Comets like to operate, too. They like to run it up the middle. But as you mentioned, it's been a kind of a slow go tonight for that against this Divas defense.
Yeah, Divas so good up front. Right now they've got Markle, Claggett, and Mason in. Just three huge bodies. Got Skeen and let's see on the outside. Tough defense right here to run against.
So 2nd and 8. Herbst out of the shotgun. Again, T.C. Barnes to the back. Hands it to T.C. Barnes. Going to try the right side and nowhere to go. Again, Skeen coming up making a tackle for the Divas. Maybe a yard pickup.
Yeah, you still a little bit difference in how easily that Columbus was able to move the ball when they only had 3 down linemen. Now when they have those 2 extra linemen in, a little tougher for them to run.
Yeah, Divas kind of daring them to put it in the air. They'll probably live with, getting the ball, having the Comets try to go up top on them because, again, that's not what they normally do. Johnson Rivers now the lone back as it is a 3rd and 6. And Johnson Rivers is going to take it. She's going to try to go wide left, but nowhere to go. Big tackle on the edge.
Watkins makes her first tackle of the season.
Watkins has made her presence felt here quickly.
Well, she's a beast. She was one of the best players in all of football last year. Was getting some personal stuff together, working out whether she could come back, and finally able to come back and join the team and finish out the season. Very happy to have her back on the roster.
So Herbst is going to stay in the punt on the 4th and 6. Deja Scott's already taken one to the house on a punt return tonight. Back to receive. She's going to stand around the 20-yard line. And we got a timeout taken by the Comets. With 4:21 to go in this first half. And it looks like they're calling over the team. I think this is – they want to huddle up over there, but been a little slow to go. I think, as I mentioned before, this might be the strategy where you say to Herbst, just kick it out of bounds. Don't let number 4 touch the ball anymore if we can help it.
Yeah, it's just dangerous when she touches the ball. I mean, any time she touches the ball, it's potential for 6.
It's incredible. It really is, and it's we see it here all season long with Deja Scott. What a terrific player she is. 3 touchdowns on the night. Again, touchdown run, punt return for a touchdown, and that big 76-yard touchdown on the screen. Easiest touchdown pass Amanda Congialdi's had all year.
Yeah, her quarterback rating keeps going up.
And Amanda can sling it downfield, but she didn't have to do. She just had to get it out to Deja. And here comes the punt from Herbst. Interesting that Ford has like the up blocker here, standing at the 42. And Herbst is going to try to kick it away, and she does try to angle it out of bounds, but guess what? It stays to Scott, who's got it to the 20. She dances around, makes a couple players miss. She's going to run out of field at the 28. So well covered there by the Comets. They got what they wanted out of that. So the Divas offense, though, gets another crack at it here before halftime with a 24-12 lead with 4:10 to go in the first half.
Yeah, relatively, it seems like a quiet offensive night so far. The Divas just sort of getting it. Scott really getting it done.
We got some big plays, certainly the big punt return and obviously the big pass play. But, yeah, there has not been as many snaps as we've come accustomed to staying with this Divas team. Of course, they turned it over once, with the fumble. See if they can get a little rhythm here. Amanda Congialdi out of the shotgun with Deja Scott to her left. Two receivers on each side. They go 4 wide. Congialdi takes a snap. She's going to roll to her left. Scott blocks for her. Congialdi still rolling, throws it downfield. She's got her receiver Floor with a catch and a first down. How many times have we seen Lexi Floor do that and Congialdi do that this year?
Wow. She just turns back, reaches over the defender, number 30, Jensen there. Great catch. Great way to just haul that ball in. Secured it this time. First down, Divas.
The Lexi Floor with a nice pickup on first down. And Congialdi again out of the shotgun. 4 wide. Scott the lone back. Pitches it out to Scott here to the left side. Scott's going to wait for blockers. She's got the 35, still on her feet. 30, going to get pushed out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. It's a nice little pickup of about 10 yards on first down for Deja Scott.
She used Lexi Floor's block twice. I mean, she uses it once, uses it again. Just such a great job of really setting that defender up and getting what she wants from the play.
She is something. So Divas moving deeper into the Comet territory now at 31-yard line. Congialdi again out of the shotgun. Deja Scott to her left. In the backfield, you got Megatron kind of close to the line of scrimmage standing up. I think that's Hilliard in like the tight end position going out in the pattern. Pump fake. Congialdi's going deep. She's got Floor, and it's caught. Floor makes one player miss. Touchdown, Divas. 31-yard touchdown pass from Congialdi to Floor.
Yeah, Floor's matched up against Slaughter, but Floor, she just runs such a good route, and you can see how well her hands are. She goes and just snatches that out of the air. Easy touchdown for Floor.
2:51 to go in this first half. It's now a 30-12 Divas lead over Columbus. Suddenly, the Divas are starting to get a little separation here from the Comets. They're a slow start. They're going to go for 2. Pope comes in and is the lone back in this formation. And then again, you got Hilliard and Wilson, the 2 big targets, standing up near the line of scrimmage. Congialdi waiting for the snap. And somebody moved. I looked the right side. Somebody looked like one of the offensive linemen, maybe the guard or the tackle, flinched. That's going to back the Divas up 5 yards. All right, Congialdi now operating from the 8-yard line here on this 2-point play. Divas trying to tack on to the 30-12 lead. 2 more. Congialdi, a little pressure at the middle. She scrambles to her left. The lefty sets up. Now she's going to run it in. Going to try to run it in. Oh, she's going to get stacked up short of it. I hate seeing her take hits like that, but she gets down okay, luckily.
Yeah, and she'll start spinning right and spinning left and spinning until she gets cracked. But fortunately, no harm, no foul there. Yeah,
we saw that week 1 here with Baker, the quarterback of Pittsburgh, trying to extend a play. She spun into it and really hurt herself, hurt her knee. Although she did play a little bit more that night, she was never the same player. So 30-12 is the score. Divas on top, 2:51 to go in this first half as they lead the Columbus Comets. So the Divas gotten some separation here. Obviously the largest lead of the game, the 3-touchdown lead.
Yeah, we haven't played Columbus since 2015, so it's been a few years since these teams have matched up. However, we have had some pretty good battles along the way. I remember a big storm game here in D.C., thunderstorms and everything coming in. Nice to be playing here indoors, where the weather's always great.
No doubt. And as you know, like in the spring and the summer months, you get thunderstorms at any time and rain, and that changes the game. But in here, this offense, this offense playing in these conditions is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So many skill players they have. We got a flag. I think it's a delay game with the Divas. A lot of delay games tonight. I don't know if the teams are slow or the clock's fast.
Hey, one way or the other, we've got penalties.
It just feels like there's even when the plays aren't delay game, I look up and the game clock's almost at 0. A lot of these situations, interesting.
Well, the Divas had a little trouble getting one player on the field in that play.
All right, so Entwistle, make sure everybody's ready, and there's plenty of time to get it away, and she does. Kick is going to skip and stay, inbounds. The 30 picked up and returned, and that was Smith, I believe, again, who's been returning a lot of balls tonight, taken down there.
That's C. Lou, Carolyn Lewis on the play.
So Lewis with the good coverage. Smith with the return. It's going to be the 40-yard line for the Comets. They're going to have 2:45 to go in this first half. And the Divas on top 30-12. Amanda Herbst comes out under center. T.C. Barnes appears to be the lone back. Font's out here on the near side. The give is the Barnes. And, boy, the Divas have really boned up on haven't they? Suddenly the run defense is just unstoppable for the Divas.
Well, yeah, and they took a couple of DBs out and put a couple extra linemen in, and that's just going to change the whole dynamic. And you can see Blake coming in there on that inside linebacker blitz, meets the linebacker 2 yards in the backfield.
Yeah, there's just nowhere to go right now for the Comets. And, again, they need to run inside to be successful, but the Divas are really doing a great job blocking up that middle. Amanda Herbst operating out of the shotgun. She's got a receiver on the near side. Kiana Fonts, who's been active tonight, throws the Fonts overthrow, incomplete. There's a little dangerous pass there. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 12, or make that a 3rd and 12. That was 2nd and 12. So the Divas here, if they can get a stop, get the football again before halftime, and with this quick strike offense, they don't need much time. They'll have plenty of it if they get it back here, if they can get the Comets on downs. Comets late getting a substitution out there. They're going to have to hustle up to the line of scrimmage. Again, Fonts goes the far side. They got a receiver on the near side for Herbst. That's Pearson. Herbst back to pass. She's going to Fonts, her favorite target. Fonts catches it, turns upfield, and she's going to be shy of the first down, but pickup of about 8 yards, but she needed 12, so that's going to bring up 4th and 4, just shy of the 50-yard line at the 48 of the Comets. And we'll see what they do. They're looking for instructions from their coach. It looks like, of course, Herbst can stay out there and quick kick it because she is the punter as well. She's going to stay out of the shotgun. I believe that's 4th down and 2. It's 4th and 2. Herbst throws it, and it's almost picked off, incomplete. And that's a 4th down and a turnover, and down to the Divas. Not only get the ball on the Comet side of the field, the 48, they got a minute 29. It's a lot of time for them, Donna.
Good job by Eads on that stop, just breaking that play up, and for sure, Amanda's got enough time to wing this ball around and score another touchdown.
So 30-12 Divas with the football now on the Comets' 48-yard line. Minute 29 to go in this first half. Almost thought they were going to have her quick kick from that formation.
That might not have been a bad idea.
Yeah, it might have been the better play because now the Divas with half a field here. Deja Scott in the game. 2 receivers here on the near side. Wilson and Blakey. 2 on the far. Congialdi out of the shotgun, and there's another delay game. Unbelievable. This is a record. Between the two teams, we've had close to double-digit delay games. I want to say we're getting close to it. Got to recalibrate that clock at halftime.
Clock operator.
Or start yelling out the time to tell them what the time is. Verbally let them know. So out of the shotgun, Congialdi Back to pass here on 1st and 15. Steps up, throws it down the far side. She's got a receiver, and it's caught. Was she inbounds? They're going to signal her inbounds, and that's a catch.
Shaquanda Gainey running backwards makes the catch.
What a catch from Shaquanda Gainey. As you said, literally going backwards out of bounds. I was worried she was running out of field, but what a rope that Amanda Congialdi threw.
Because there's no way she could look down to know to put her feet down. She's just catching that ball wherever it is at, and just a great job of concentrating on a ball that was high and really behind her.
Congialdi out of the shotgun. 1 minute and the clock's ticking now. Under a minute left in this first half. Divas in the 25 of the Comets. Congialdi pump fakes it to Blakey, but it's thrown out of bounds, incomplete. Blakey a little stop and go. She pump faked it, but
yeah, Amanda says that's on me.
Yeah, it wasn't put in a place where she could catch it. That stops the clock, though, with 48 seconds to go. Still plenty of time here with the Divas at the 25-yard line of the Comets. So that's a 2nd and 10 coming up. The Divas aren't wasting time. They're just getting right to the line of scrimmage. Excuse me, actually the 24-yard line. So Congialdi got receivers. 2 receivers on each side. Lone back, Deja Scott. 48 seconds to go. Congialdi rolling left, throws it out to Scott. Oh, she's got a lot of space here. She's got the 20. She's got the 15. The 10, she slips a tackle, and she's still on her feet. Touchdown, but I don't know. It might come back. We got laundry on the field, but what a great run.
Yeah, they're going to call holding down here on a receiver.
Oh, the receivers don't like it. It's Hilliard, I think. Is that Hilliard 81? And it looks like 23, or it's 83, Gainey. They don't believe it. Yeah, unfortunate. Coming back. What a beautiful play.
Well, Scott does so much with her legs that she actually makes it hard for you as a blocker because she's going to go one way, your defender's going one way, and you think you have her blocked, and all of a sudden Scott cuts back.
Yeah, right.
Right, and then what are you going to do? You're going to keep on trying to block, and you end up getting a little hold.
Well, 35.7 to go in this first half of play. 30-12, Divas on top. And now they're back where they started the last play, the 25-yard line. So, again, it'll be 4 wide, 2 on each side. Mackenzie Wilson, one of the receivers on the right side, just in the game. We haven't seen her tonight. Blakey out wide. Gainey wide left of Congialdi, who takes the snap. He's going to roll to her left, sets up, fires down. She's got a receiver wide open, and it's Gainey. Touchdown. Shaquanda Gainey, who made the big play to get him down there, gets a score from Congialdi.
Wow, Shaquanda Gainey ran a nice route. She ran a little post corner route, had the defender's hips completely turned inside. When she cut back out to the corner, she was wide open. Amanda hit her with a nice pass.
24-yard touchdown strike from Congialdi to Gainey. So Congialdi on the night with 3 touchdown passes to add to her totals. Got 16 on the year with no interceptions.
Yeah,
wow.
this fans are excited, making a lot of noise.
So 36-12, Divas are going to try to add 2 more with 28.8 to go in this first half. It's a 2-point conversion attempt coming up. Congialdi with Scott in the lone back. Congialdi fires it to Scott. This throw low's incomplete. Throws it incomplete. Low pass. So, again, the only thing that really hasn't worked out for the Divas tonight has been the points after touchdown, but they can live with that when you're scoring as much as they are tonight. 6 touchdowns on the board.
They're sure scoring a lot in typical Diva fashion.
So 6 TDs on the night. You got the special teams touchdown from Scott. You got a Scott touchdown run. You got Congialdi. Congialdi actually has 4 touchdown passes. I think I said 3 earlier. It's 4. She has 1 to Wilson, 1 to Scott. Also has
Gainey.
1 to Floor and the Gainey touchdown. So, 4. That's 4 touchdown passes. So don't want to shortchange her. So she's got 17 on the year that are no picks. Incredible. Fun offense to watch, really is. Got so many things going on. There's a good kick from Entwistle, and Smith again picks it up. Getting a lot of returns tonight. Good tackle, real good tackle. Allenzock.
Yeah, that was a great job coming across and making that play.
Really good tackle for the wide receiver on special teams coverage there. I like to see that. Versatile players on this Divas team too, right? Players that can play multiple positions and help you out in special teams.
Yeah, a lot of talented athletes out here. And when you look at a women's football player, she was another athlete in another sport before
Right.
she came to play football. So a lot of them come from different backgrounds, and it's good to see them getting different chances to play different positions.
Yeah, and it'll be, as the game goes on tonight, maybe we'll get to see some of the depth players you were talking about before. I know a couple weeks ago here when we saw the Tampa game, obviously they let most of the second half go with Clark at quarterback. I think it was mid to late third quarter where she got in there, got some snaps, and got some experience. Herbst out of the shotgun for the Comets, trailing 36-12. She's going to load up, throws over the head of her intended receiver, Fonso, incomplete. Yeah, see, this isn't the kind of game that the Comets wanted to get into, but I understand from the competition standpoint, they're trying to put points on the board still and trying to make some things happen. But with 17.6 left, the last thing you want to do is throw a pass that might get picked off or sack, fumble, or anything like that.
Yeah, when you're playing a team like the Divas with a quarterback like Amanda and the type of receiving crew that we have, it's really just hard to practice against them because you don't have a quarterback that can mimic and replicate what Amanda does on the field, and being able to find all those receivers, it really makes it tough on teams coming in.
Really, the only time this offense didn't get started this year was that Boston game, and they had a slow start, and then they came on really strong late. Oh, there's a wild pitch, but Barnes does a good job of holding on to it. T.C. Barnes, what a good run just to not lose yardage there. That should be the last play of the first half. And it has been a heck of a first half for the DC Divas, leading it 36-12 on top of the Columbus Comets. We'll take a timeout here at halftime and come back with the start of the second half in a bit. Scott Jackson and Donna Wilkinson, the Hall of Famer. Divas lead the Columbus Comets by the score 36-12. Getting ready for the start of the second half. Scott Jackson and Donna Wilkinson, the Hall of Famer, as the Divas have a 36-12 lead in this first half. A lot of big plays from Deja Scott in the first half, Donna, and Amanda Congialdi, obviously, with some, 4 touchdown passes. Not too bad either.
Yeah, just a great all-around performance by the Divas offense and defense. And just a nice halftime celebration here as we had the 2016 championship team here recognized and honored, as well as this year's Hall of Fame class inductees. Allison Hamlin, the Divas all-time winningest quarterback inducted. Ashley Wizenot, one of the greatest receivers to ever play the game. And Grigsby, one of the greatest running backs to ever play this game. All played here for the Divas, all inducted into the Women's Hall of Fame, along with our former owner, Paul Hamlin. Just a great celebration at halftime, and what a nice addition for the Divas to be able to bring these things to the halftime and really fuel our game and add to it with all the people coming back from the previous years.
Entwistle has to rush out of the field and gets the kickoff, and it's a short one, and well covered by the Divas. I don't know if that was by design or what, but Entwistle was hustling out there with a tee, and she had to get that kickoff with like 3 seconds to spare on the game clock. So
yeah, we've been watching that clock, that shot clock, game clock.
It's killing them tonight, isn't it? The game clock has been a big problem. All right, the Comets got some work to do here, trailing the Divas 36-12. They will have the first possession of this half, starting at their own 48-yard line. See if they made any drastic changes at halftime. Looks like similar personnel.
Well, Divas staying with that big line again, going with their five front instead of their 3 front.
Herbst hands it off to Patricia Johnson Rivers, who's going to get maybe a yard or 2 on first down.
That's 4 there, keeping the edge.
So Divas really were tough against the run in the first half. As you mentioned, they went that extra lineman and they really plugged it up, and we saw a little bit more passing than we probably would have expected from this Comets offense. And they're going to obviously try to reestablish the run here in the second half and see if they can open some things up.
Yeah, and the Divas have been really working on mixing up their defensive formations, bringing in different personnel packages, trying with their bigger, trying with more DBs or linebackers out there as a nickel package.
And here's the give again to Johnson Rivers. You get stacked up. Wow, great pursuit to the ball by the Divas. You had 4 players in there.
That's the entire D-line. You've got Claggett, Mason, Skeen in there on the tackle.
It's not being blocked. Just can't block him right now. Really good work being done by the Divas. You also have to wonder early in this game, I think it was the first or second possession, we saw Columbus's lead fullback, Sabatucci, go out of the game. She is back in there now. Trying to see if she's moving okay, but she was really hobbling. Kind of looks like she's limping a little bit on that left side. Give the Divas defense credit, and we got a quick whistle here from the refs. I guess the play clock did not start. So this time Herbst out of the pistol. It's 3rd and 9. Back to pass. She's going to load up, hits Fonts on the near side, but she's going to be well shy of the first down. So really good tackle on the ball there for the Divas defense.
Yeah, and that's the one play they've been going to, that little hitch play, trying to catch right in front of the Divas defenders. They really haven't gone over the top very often. One play did make it over the top, but good job, Janiyah Davis, just keeping that in front of her.
Yeah, did a really good job just to make the tackle and keep that just to a 4-yard game. So here's 4th and 6. It looks like Herbst is coming in with a play to run on offense, so they're going to – Comets here are going to go for it. Fonts goes the far side. Certainly has been the number 1 receiver in this game. And we got a flag. We got another delay of game. I don't know if the clock's starting too fast or what's going on, but it doesn't – something's not adding up here. I mean, the coaches are complaining for Columbus. And sometimes the play clock is at 25, sometimes it's at 40.
Well, it's a 25-second play clock, so
right.
It should be starting at 25 each time they set the ball down.
Sometimes it's been at 40, though, which is interesting. Well, 12:30 to go here in this third quarter. Yeah, I can see the coach's frustration on the Comets sideline as they're pointing there. Now they're going to bring out the punting unit. course, Herbst is the punter, who is also the quarterback. But now they had the punt coverage team out. And, of course, number 4, Deja Scott, back to receive. Deja Scott today, if you're just joining us, 3 touchdowns, touchdown run, punt return for a touchdown reception. She had 1 touchdown call back. Oh, good pressure from the Divas, but, wow, Herbst is able to get it away. How did she get that away? Clark was right in front of her.
She did a great job of just avoiding that sack and getting that ball off. Great punt, too. It rolls down close to the Divas' 15-yard line.
What a great play by Herbst. Amanda Herbst, their quarterback, kicker, punter. She did a heck of a job just avoiding getting tackled back there, and then she gets away a boomer. And the best part about that is obviously Deja Scott was unable to return it, if you're looking at it from the Comets angle. So the Divas will have it 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line. 11:54 to go in this third quarter. It'll be the Divas' first possession in the second half, leading at 36-12. Congialdi breaks the huddle. Out of the shotgun, she's got 2 backs on each side. Deja Scott is one of them. 2 receivers on the far side. Back to pass. Throws it over, catches Megatron. Katrina Wilson, she's still on her feet, got a first down and then some up to the 28-yard line. So just like that, the Divas get out of their own end zone quickly with a 14-yard strike.
Yeah, Megatron just always a tough target to cover. She's got such great length as well as size to go with her pretty decent speed for a big receiver.
Seems like that play could be open like every down because she's such a big target, and Amanda can really whip that football on a rope right there. Now she's going to throw it at the floor. Makes a nice catch behind her back. She's not going to get very far, though. She's caught about 2 yards, 4 yards, I guess they'll say in the end. They're going to mark it at the 32.
Kind of nonchalantly reached out to make a one-handed catch. Looked kind of simple. That was really a pretty nice catch there.
It was. It's running a little bit behind her. So Blakey's coming in. You got Megatron Wilson going to the far side with Blakey. Coming over to the near side, you got Hilliard.
And they're going back to that 2-wing formation with the running back behind the quarterback.
Yeah, as they bring Blakey back in, and Floor's over there too. So, yeah, they're that wing formation. Now they break it, and they get a legal procedure.
Well, actually, they were just going in motion and got the defense to pop off sides.
So Gainey went in motion. Excuse me, that was Gainey, not Floor. And we got whistles. Let's see what the refs are going to call it. She said it looked like they jumped off sides, perhaps. Yep. So nice move. So that breaking of that formation threw off the Comets' defense, and they flinched. So nice little wrinkle from the Divas.
Yeah, the Divas actually put that in to create that motion as a chance to see if they would get some teams just being over-aggressive, trying to get off the ball.
So, boy, they're just flipping formations left and right here as the receivers are just going to every which side.
Well, Lieutenant Dan has a plan.
He sure does. I mean, Lieutenant Dan's, he's got some creative stuff he's working on, that's for sure. And it's working well. So, Scott the lone back next to Congialdi out of the shotgun. It's a 2nd and 1 for the Divas. Early part of the third quarter, the 36-12 lead. Congialdi over the middle, just a little too far for Wilson, incomplete.
She really just needed to put that ball right on Wilson. She was right there for the first down. Sort of led her a little too much on that play.
So that's going to bring it to 3rd and 1. So 3rd and 1 for the Divas from their own 38-yard line, or 37-yard line. Need to get to the 38-yard line for the first. 10:19 to go in this third quarter. Divas lead at 36-12. Against Scott the lone back, 4 wide, 2 each side of Amanda Congialdi. She sends Gainey in motion. Quanda Gainey made a touchdown earlier. Handoff, Scott. She's going to go backwards, but she's still going to get the first down and then some. She's got the 45, slips out of bounds around the 48-yard line. What a great run of 9 yards, or excuse me, making 11 yards for Deja Scott.
Well, a great job blocking downfield by the Divas wide receivers. Dana Blakey getting a block. You see Casey Hilliard, something the receivers all pride themselves in is being able to make blocks as well as catches. Springing Deja for a big gain.
So Deja with 11 yards. She needed 1. She got 11. And again, similar formation, 2 receivers each side. As they go 4 wide, Scott the lone back. Floor back on the field in the slot here on the near side. Always a big play threat, as is Wilson. Congialdi waiting for the snap. Takes it. Just looking to load up. Instead, she's going to throw in the flat to Scott. Ooh, a little dangerous one there. Ooh. Good tackle right on the spot.
Well, yeah.
Scott loses some yards, and luckily that's all she lost.
Whitlow Moore read that play and just right on it.
Yeah, the linebacker, Whitlow Moore, came up. Ovi, one of their leading tacklers on this defense, is the leading tackler on the defense. So that's a loss of 5 on first down for the Divas. The 2nd and 15 coming up. This time Hilliard lined up like a tight end. Down at 3-point stance, comes out of it. Over the top, she's got Scott wide open. Breaks a tackle to the 40, 35. To the open field. She needs one block. She's got it. She's going to go all the way. Deja Scott, touchdown from Amanda Congialdi, but we got a flag on the play.
And the official is calling it back. He's going to call it holding. What a heartbreaker.
That's 2 touchdowns of Deja Scott's that have been called back tonight. I mean, she's got 3 on the night, but there are 2 have been called back. The touchdown reception there, and she's really bummed out. That was a beautiful.
And she was so far ahead of that play, you have to wonder if that hold even impacted the play. There was no hold in play side where we were looking.
I don't know. It looks like the refs are talking. Are they going to pick the flag up? I don't know. The Divas are walking downfield like it's a touchdown. I think it looks like it's going to be on the Comets the way they're moving the ball downfield. They're setting it up for point after touchdown. Roughing the passer's the call.
Okay.
Okay. Well, good. Divas touchdown.
Well, then there wasn't a hold in a play side like we were.
Good. Congialdi to Deja Scott for 56 yards. Wow.
Man, she's so good.
56-yard play in the end is a touchdown. So Deja Scott now with 4 TDs on the day. And Congialdi now with, 5 touchdown passes. Wow. Been a fun day for the Divas offense. Makes it 42-12. So 7 touchdowns on the board today for the Divas. The point after touchdown's been the tricky part, and they're going to go for 2 here. It's got 2 backs. It's Pope and Scott. Hands it to Pope. Can try the left side. She cuts it up, and she just gets stopped shy of the goal line. So the 2-point conversion will fail. So the Divas are perfect 0 for 7 on the extra points, but are up 42-12.
Not a stat you want to be perfect on missing every extra point, but something that they have to continue working on, and something they're going to have to work on if they want to try to be a championship team this year. Ranked number 2 in the country right now, the Divas are in a pretty good position to have a chance at that national title, but there's a lot of these little things they're going to have to work on and really get settled in to go up and win that big game. Yeah, and the big game, of course, at the end of the season in Boston, you got to circle that one. That was such a interesting game here. It didn't start off well at all for the Divas, and they played a tremendous second half defensively to keep the team in the game, and offense chipped away at the game, just came up short in the end. But, those 2 teams, it feels like they should be playing each other at least a couple more times. Yeah, well, just the way the playoff structure is set, we're pretty sure we'll see them at some point, whether we see them at home or on the road. That will be determined by the final game of the season, as you said, up in Boston. And a couple games here in between to finish out. Be great if they could get it back here. This great home field kick from Entwistle. Bounce, bobbled, picked up. Now heading upfield with the return for the Comets and tripped up. Good tackle in the open field for the Divas as they get Pearson to the ground. Pearson was running around there, looking dangerous for a minute. Yeah, that looks like Katina Pope getting on that tackle. And once again coming up hobbling is Christy Sabatucci, who left the game after the first play. She's going to stay in there, but she's having a heck of a time tonight. Sometimes you get a little dinged up, and it's just so hard to leave. I mean, if you can move, you feel like you should be out there, and you feel like you owe it to your team. So a lot of these players, they'll play through injuries, do things that oftentimes the guys will just sit out and they'll wait and make sure they get themselves fully healthy. These girls, they're not waiting. They're coming out and giving whatever they got with whatever they've got. So 1st and 10 for the Comets at their own 21-yard line.
Hand off to Barnes, and she's going to get stacked up after a couple yards up the middle. Gets it close to the 24-yard line. It'll be marked at the 24, right at the 24. So 3-yard pickup on first down for TC Barnes. 42-12 Divas, and the clock ticking, coming up on the 8-minute mark of this third quarter. Divas off to a quick start here in this second half with a touchdown for Congialdi to Deja Scott for 56 yards out. Comets trying to answer. Had a punt on their first possession. Herbst out of the shotgun. Fakes it. Now she can go downfield. Loading up for Fonz, who pushes off and gets away. Well, no, she didn't get away with it because the flags are down. Fonz with a catch and big pass play of about 25 yards, but I think it's going to come back. No, they're calling it the other way. They're calling it the Divas. It sure looked like Fonz pushed off.
Yeah, I think he missed that call.
She pushed off at Jessica Johnson.
Oh, well,
wow.
That's a tough miss by the official.
So it's obviously going to be declined, and they're going to mark the ball at the 40. The Divas coaching staff's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, there was a push-off for sure on
definitely
that
a push
play.
off. There was a push-off for sure. Wow. That actually, in the end, will end up being a – where are they going to mark it? Are they going to mark it at the 40?
Well, they'll just give her the completed pass.
41, yeah. Can they mark it at the 41?
And that's King, actually, Jen King, down
The
on the coverage.
35-yard pass play. So 35-yard pass play on second down as Herbst connects to her favorite target, Kiana Fontes, who's been very busy tonight. Barnes is the lone back. Blitz on the corner from Skeen, but Barnes turns the edge. She's got the 30. Oh, it gets jacked up, but a big pickup of a first down, 12-yard run before taking a big hit.
She's banged by, looks like Eads in there, number 25, coming in from her corner spot.
Well, Skeen was flying off the edge on the left side, and Barnes just took it up to the right side. There was a big hole there, and looked like the Divas got caught off balance, and they caught the Divas offside here. This is a free play. Barnes, another big run, hit hard again, but after about a pickup of 9.
Well, Columbus came right up to the ball after that play and got the ball snapped pretty quickly. The Divas were trying to get a new defensive shift in and did not get the rest of the players off the field. Had way too many on the field at the snap of that ball.
Yeah, that's certainly a new wrinkle from Columbus because they have been quite the opposite of the line. They've been very slow to the line, and that time they sped it up on purpose and catch the Divas offside.
We're taking a page out of the Divas book, just not huddling and trying to keep the opponents from being able to substitute.
Yeah, so they're going to take the penalty instead, and so they're going to take the run away and take the penalty, so they'll stay first down and make it a 1st and 5, even though it was a 9-yard pickup on first down a minute ago, so they lose 4 yards but keep the down. Into Divas territory now, 23-yard line to be exact. Columbus Comets trying to crack into this 42-12 deficit. As Divas on top, 6:50 to go. Another give to Barnes, trying to get wide, but gets pulled down by her jersey. Good defense again on the edge from the Divas, and we got flags behind the play. Wait and see what this is all about.
Mara Lockhart in on that play.
Good tackle by Lockhart. Now they're calling a personal foul on the Divas, it looks like. Behind the play. I don't know where or who that was on. Wow. Ford seems to be arguing with the ref. I don't know if she's just talking to find out what's going on or if she's the guilty party, but either way, it's going to be first down for the Comets. Close to Divas to 11-yard line now.
Definitely pleading her case. One of the captains out there, vocal leader on the field.
So 1st and 10, not quite 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line, 12-yard line. Looks like they can get a first down. We're kind of behind the play here, so it's tough on the angle. But 6:40 to go in this third quarter. 42-12, Divas on top. Rivers Johnson takes it. She's got a big hole, and she's going to fight in the end zone. Touchdown. 12-yard touchdown run from the Comets. Pasha Johnson Rivers, and that is her 3rd touchdown of the game. All 3 of them.
Well, great run, and you can see she's got good size, but she's also got really good speed when she gets going. She gets the motor going, and she's tough to bring down.
So that makes it 42-18, and the Comets will try to go for 2. Here's the snap. Johnson's going to take it the right side. She's got it, and the 2-point play works this time. So our first successful PAT of the night for either team makes it a 42-20 game with 6:27 to go in the third.
And she'll run over a Diva in the process. So turnabout's fair play. Divas, got it really locked down on defense, but as we've noticed, it's been penalties. And all the drives that Columbus have scored, there's been some help by the Divas on the penalty front.
No doubt. Yeah, it's been some big – and they're not the small type either. Like personal foul, the roughing, you had the one was pass interference, of course. But that one, I will say this, though, the play, the big pass play –
should have came back on offensive interference.
It sure looked like offensive PI, but give Fonts credit. She did a good job selling it. She's kind of a different size receiver, right? She's really built more like a fullback than a wide receiver. And I don't know, she's able to keep her arms in. I don't know what fooled the officials, but for some reason they thought that was in the Divas. They missed it. And here comes Herbst to kick it off for the Comets. See if she tries to keep it away from Scott again, and she sort of does, but Scott's going to pick it up after the bounce at the 12-yard line. She's going to take it up slowly, wait for things to develop. Going to go wide. There's a good ball. Oh, there's a flag on that block.
Come on.
Another bad call. Another one on this side, too. Wow.
I don't think he liked how hard she got hit, even
she
though
got
she
hit
did
hard.
Get hit she got hit in the front or on the side.
Yeah, it was in the front. She saw it, but it hurt. But it was not behind. More on the side, like you said. But you're right, at the end result, maybe. I mean, it was a tough hit on the shoulder.
Yeah, and she's actually holding the front of her shoulder where she got hit.
Wasn't a headshot or a clip. It was a shoulder shot. But nonetheless, the officials are going to call it as a illegal block, and the Divas are talking about it. Amanda Herbst is still in the field, the quarterback, and the kicker yelling to her defense. She's fired up. She's screaming you hear from up here. She's fiery. They're down. 3 scores is not impossible. I think that's what she's trying to tell her defense. They put the Divas in a hole here, get us the ball back, and we'll see what we can do here.
So 2 penalties on the Divas on that play, and they're going to accept the holding penalty.
So Divas are going to be in a hole in their own 5, although with this offense and these receivers, all that field to work with, it's
probably makes them happy. They get to stay on the field a little longer this drive.
Probably
if they
exciting
can keep
for
it
Amanda,
moving.
right? She probably thinks, hey, I can throw a 95-yard touchdown pass here to somebody. Deja's like, no, I'll run it 95. Just give it to me. So 6:16 to go in the third quarter. Divas 42-20 on top. Congialdi out of the shotgun. You've got Scott as the lone back. You got 2 receivers each side for the 4 wide. Low snap. Congialdi picks up quickly, gets it to Scott, who's got the 5. She's got the 10. Makes a player miss. 15. Still on her feet. Cuts it across 20. And she's going to be stacked up at the 21-yard line. So getting a jail-free card there. It's a nice 16-yard pickup on a little swing pass.
You can see when a defender has a one-on-one chance to make a tackle with her. She runs straight at that defender until they move their hips just enough, and then she runs by him. It's so spectacular to watch how she uses her feet and sets up the people she's running against just to get her yards.
She's an incredible open field runner, and in tight windows where you don't think she can get out of them, as you mentioned, and she just breaks ankles out there. Low snap, Congialdi to get up quickly. He throws it to Blakey, and there's going to be a penalty on the play. I don't know what the call's going to end up being. Blakey's going to be dropped after like a 3-yard gain, and they're going to call hold in the Divas. Wow.
Yeah, a little trouble with the Divas snaps as well, not getting back to Amanda. She's dropped a couple here.
Yeah, that was dangerous. She took a hit, too, after she threw the football. I thought maybe they were going to get a high hit on Amanda because it looked like she got hit pretty high, but instead it's a holding on the Divas.
Divas have some new offensive linemen in for this series.
Mackenzie Wilson goes the far side with Blakey. They split out that way. You got Floor over here to the near side. Or excuse me, that's Ashley Clark. It's not Floor, it's Ashley Clark, the far receiver here on the near side. Allenzak also in the game in the slot, and you got Deja Scott as a lone back. Congialdi out of the shotgun. Good snap this time. Amanda sets up, fires over the middle. Receiver Blakey off her tip of her fingers, incomplete. Almost picked off on the tip there. And waiting there was Pearson, who's got 5 picks in the season.
Yeah, Blakey just off her fingertips. If that ball is coming hot, and one positive thing about Amanda is she throws the ball hard, so oftentimes
Sure.
if the receivers don't catch it, nobody's catching it.
Yeah, it really fired off of her fingertips, you said, and I don't think Pearson had a chance. It fell in front of her feet, but the play was so bang-bang, I don't think she ever really had a chance to get to it. So Congialdi again out of the shotgun, 4 wide, still Deja Scott in the backfield, and a 2nd and 20, ball at the Divas 12-yard line. 5:16 to go, 42-20, Divas on top. Congialdi going to throw it out quickly to Blakey, who's going to be tackled. Really good open field tackle on the edge there. And I believe that's Whitlow Moore, the linebacker, their top tackler.
Yeah, we've called her name a number of times tonight.
Ovi Whitlow Moore making the play for the Comets. So this is a 3rd and 20 for the Divas. 3rd and 20 for the Divas at their own 12-yard line. Obviously, this would be big for the Comets to get off the field here. They can do it. 4:35 and counting to go in this third quarter. Congialdi's going to load up, going deep, and overthrown and incomplete. She was trying to go to Clark. She had Clark at the 20. Still would have been 20, a good 10 yards shy. She would have had to get the rest of it.
But she missed Dana Blakey. She had Blakey running a seam, was wide open, had beat everybody in coverage, and Amanda was looking to her left. If she looked right, she had a touchdown waiting for her.
Yeah, and you can see Blakey had her helmet off as she left the field. She was like...
Oh, she knew it.
She knew it, as you said, yeah. And so the punting unit's on. First time tonight, we're going to see Clark punt it away. Ashley Clark, she gets it off quickly, end over end, and it's caught. And Pearson fights to get through the tackle. Can't do it, though. Good tackle on the spot there for the Divas. Well done. Good coverage.
Yeah, Courtney Wright in there just keeps her hand on her, enough to bring her down.
Yeah, it was a big tackle because there was some green space up there, it looked like. So still really good field position, though, for the Columbus Comets. They got a short field here, 30-yard line of the Divas. Down 42-20. 4:20 to go in this third quarter. Still a lot of time left. Now, they're not a quick strike offense, but certainly they can cut it to a 2-touchdown game with the score here. Amanda Herbst out of the shotgun. The lone back is Pasha Johnson-Rivers, and she's going to give it to her. She's going to try the left side. Good tackling for the Divas, the point of attack there. She may get a yard.
Tia Watkins in on the tackle. Now, the Divas have 8 people in the box, so it's going to be really hard to run on them at this point. Columbus is going to have to figure out what they're going to do.
Yeah, Tia Watkins, you were excited to see her out here tonight, and you can see why. She's making a lot of plays.
I mean, Tia is just a perennial powerhouse. She's played linebacker, can come in, play DN. She's fast, explosive, and her motor never stops.
Set up here on the right edge, left of Herbst. She splits in. Herbst throws it up deep, and it's almost picked off. Incomplete.
Oh,
we get a late
on.
flag, and I think you might have got Watkins hitting Herbst.
And Watkins pulled up and didn't hit her and still got the penalty. I mean, might have tapped her.
Yeah, Herbst sold it a little bit.
Of course. You better, man.
Yeah, she sold it a little bit.
Every chance you get.
So that is going to be a big one. And we talked about penalties earlier. Every Columbus drive that has entered in a touchdown has been assisted by Divas penalties, and this one is now getting an assist here. And that'll put them. Yeah, she did pull up. She definitely pulled up. I watched it on the delay here. And that was a tough call. She pulled up.
Yeah, I mean, if Tia wants to hit somebody, she'll hit him, and she did not hit that quarterback.
Yeah, that
so
wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Unfortunate for her, she got called for the penalty.
So 1st and 10 at the 16 of the Divas. There goes the give to Johnson-Rivers again. Big run. Boy, she's still on her feet, still pushing the pile, and I think she might have a first down. What a run.
Yeah, she's got a lot of heart. You can just see how tough she is. She gets that ball and does not want to go down.
Yeah. She's got 3 touchdowns in the night. She likes the end zone.
Kind of reminds me of Whitney Sims on our team, who plays linebacker and a little bit of running back. Haven't really seen her at back this year, but this girl's very similar in body style and running style.
Yeah, Pasha Johnson-Rivers again. This time there's a flag right away thrown by the official on the far side of the field. We'll see what the call is, if somebody was lined up offside or somebody moved early. It looks like he might have pointed towards the Divas. Maybe somebody was in the neutral zone. Yeah, offside on the Divas. So that play was a free play for the Comets, and that's going to put them first and goal to goal. Whew. Ball was at the 7 initially, so it's going to put them at the 2-yard line.
Well, the Divas might be in charge of this game, but Columbus is sure hanging in there and playing tough.
They really are. You've shown a lot of heart, a lot of compete, and they've done some good things. They've certainly been opportunistic off some Divas' mistakes as well.
And you can see, I mean, they're overmatched. We have a much bigger team, but, you know, heart is heart and fight is fight.
Yeah, there's probably, 10 players on their bench right now? Here's a wide run from T.C. Barnes. She's going to get knocked out of bounds. Clark comes up and hits her.
Nice hit by Ashley Clark.
Ashley Clark, who does a little bit of everything. Punts, backup quarterback, safety.
Wide receiver.
Yeah. Comes up with a big hit there. So that was a no gain, maybe even a loss of a yard. Still goal-to-goal situation here. 2nd and goal. Herbst out of the shotgun. Again, gives it to Barnes. Barnes, no. Going to be denied. Stacked up on the Divas and nowhere to go. Maybe loses a yard.
Whitney Sims again on the tackle. She's been so tough tonight.
So Coach Patterson seen enough of that, and he's going to bring back in Pasha Johnson-Rivers, the touchdown maker, who's got 3 on the day. It's 12 on the season. This is where she's at her best. So 3rd and goal. Here goes Rivers, bangs in, touchdown. 4th touchdown of the day for Johnson-Rivers. Wow.
Columbus had an overload on that right side. A lot of big blockers up front. Divas unable to get a push.
Makes it a 42-26 game, and now they're going to go for 2. Cut it to 14. 2 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. And again, Johnson-Rivers going to try the right side, and did she get it? Yes, and I think we have a flag as well. Might have been a face mask. Yeah, face mask on the Divas. Grabbing the face mask. So it's a 42-28 game, just like that. Columbus cut it to 14 with 2 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Well, I think the fans were wondering if Columbus was going to show up and be able to score on this defense, and they surely have tonight. They got to be feeling pretty good at this point, hanging in this game.
Yeah, they really do. And again, we've seen them make some big pass plays, which is not their forte tonight. And again, the Divas penalties have certainly been a big part of this, no question about it. Hopefully the Divas offense can answer the call here. So now a 42-28 game, 2 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. And the penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. So once again, it'll be a 50-yard, spot here for the kickoff, and this way Herbst can try to maneuver the ball away from Deja Scott. Deja has been terrific tonight.
Well, now you've got Gainey back there in the back as well, and another one of the just tremendously fast players on this Divas team.
Amanda Herbst kicks it low. Gets it right to Clark. Clark's going to change sides of the field. She's looking for some blockers.
Put that ball away.
Clark's going to get taken down at 30, so laying a lot of east-west there. And Divas will have the ball at the 30-yard line. Minute 56 to go in the 3rd. Trying to answer as Columbus has cut it to a 42-28 game.
Yeah, Clark, one of those flag football players, just trying to get her out of the flag football habit of having that ball out wide.
You're right. I mean, it takes one good shot and the ball's on the turf. So out of the shotgun, it is Amanda Congialdi. She's got 4 wide. And one back is Pope. Gives it to Pope, who's trying to go wide. She's going to get stacked up and lose yardage. Wow. So Pope gets a carry and loses yards on 1st down.
Yeah, that's Marissa Bennett coming in and making the play. 5-yard loss in the backfield.
Yeah, Bennett shot through there on the defensive end. She's been active tonight, number 55 for this Columbus defense. Comets hanging tough. Minute 26 to go in the third. Divas now find themselves in a 2nd and 15 situation. Shotgun again, Congialdi. Going to throw it out and overthrows Wilson. The near side here in front of us at the 35. Just a little too much on that pass in front of her.
Yeah, Wilson had Whitlow Moore beat on that play, and Amanda just not quite on target.
So 3rd and 15. This would be big for the Comets if they could turn the Divas over, or get them the punt, I should say. Get the ball back, the chance to cut it to a one-score game. 3rd and 15 for the Divas, their own 26. Again, 4 wide. They kind of got a stack on each side. Congialdi looking to load up to the left side. She's rolling to her left now. Throws it out, and it's caught, but it's going to be shy of the first down by Gainey. Gainey did a great job coming back for the ball. And they're going to say, yes, caught at the 37, but that's well shy of the first down. It's going to be about a 4th, and we got to get to the 42-yard line.
I think the Divas are just going to go for it.
Looks like they're going to go for it. Wow, this is gutsy.
Well, they trust their defense, but this defense has had a little struggles tonight.
This is a 5-yard. This is a 4th and 5 or 4th and the scoreboard says 7. So 4th and 7 officially. Again, 4 wide. 2 on each side with a stack. Here comes Congialdi throwing over the near side. Wide open and caught. Olenzak got the first down. Boy, that was stealing there. Nobody near her.
Well, yeah, the defense was just playing really too soft in that corner, giving her about a 10-yard cushion when you only need about 7 for first down. Olenzak does a great job catching that ball and getting the first down. Yeah,
good job by Congialdi to see her wide open. Just threw it out there, and Remy Olenzak did the rest. So first down, Divas. We're coming up on the final seconds of the third quarter. The Divas do not need to snap the ball if they don't want to and get to the fourth quarter. And I think they're going to hold the ball. And they are. So we're going to start the fourth quarter. The Divas will have it 1st and 10 at the Columbus Comets 48 when we switch sides of the field here with a 2-touchdown lead, 42-28. Divas on top. Been an interesting game so far, no doubt. The Comets have made things very interesting, very competitive football game so far.
Well, we talk about the Divas and football being family, and Columbus has actually taken this to the next level. Number 70, Holly Robinson, is the mother of number 15, Sierra. Holly's husband, James Robinson, is a coach, and their son-in-law, John, is a ball boy. So
wow,
they literally have the whole family.
That's great.
Working here for the Columbus Comets.
That is really cool. So the Robinsons.
The Robinson family is here.
They have all found a job with the Comets. That's pretty cool.
Well, one of the challenges that you have is, you're out here playing football and it's taking up your time, it's taking up your evenings, and what is your family doing? Well, they're sitting at home without you. Well, there's the answer.
And bring them with you.
Bring them with you.
That's great. That's really great, though, mother-daughter playing. I mean, that's incredible. Here we go. 1st and 10, Divas. After the 4th down, the gutsy call to go for it on 4th and then obviously convert it. The 47 of the Comets. And it's a give to Pope going wide. She's got a lot of space. She's got the 40, 35, still on her feet, 30, and taken down to the 28-yard line. Nice first down run of about 22 yards.
Yeah, and great job. It looked like that was Christian Jones getting out in front. Offensive line making a nice block, and just really off the snap of that ball by formation, she had a lot of room to the edge.
Yeah, Katina Pope, what a run. They're going to be, actually it's going to be a run of 18 yards in the end, but big gain on first down. So Congialdi gives it again to Pope, who's going to stop and start, but gets stacked up, maybe gets to the line of scrimmage with their forward progress, might lose a couple yards.
Yeah, that play was just way too slow to develop. That was either a counter or a little trap inside. You had a right guard trying to pull over. Pope couldn't get behind the guard. Everybody got jammed up and nothing doing on that play.
Yeah, loss of 1. So 2nd and 11 for the Divas. Starting in the early part of the fourth quarter here. 13:55 clock rolling. Divas on top 42-28. Congialdi out of the shotgun. Got two receivers on each side. Olenzak going to the motion, far right. Play action over the middle, wide open. Wilson drops it. Thrown slightly behind Wilson, but in her hands, just couldn't bring it in.
She wants that one back. Columbus had a blitz coming up with linebackers. She was in one-on-one coverage out there, had her defender beat. Just couldn't hold on.
Wow, it's a tough one. So that would have been 6. She had a lot of space in front of her. So 3rd down and 11 coming up for the Divas from their own 30, from the Comets 30. 13:36 to go in the fourth quarter. Divas on top, 42-28. Congialdi with 4 wide, 2 on each side. Pope's the lone back. Here comes Olenzak in motion. Back to pass with some time. Congialdi fires it, and this time caught, and we got a quick flag. Hilliard breaks a tackle, though, and she's going to get in the end zone for a touchdown, Casey Hilliard, but I think it's going to come back on a hold.
Or maybe it's a late hit against Amanda.
Or is it a late hit? Might be a late hit. Amanda's slapping 5, so I think it is a roughing the passer.
Yeah, great job by Casey.
Casey Hilliard, touchdown from Amanda Congialdi.
She makes the catch, kind of stops on a dime. I'm not sure if she gets a little spin out.
She did spin out.
Turns on the Jets, in for the touchdown. Yep, and they're going to give a roughing the passer call. And just really a missed tackle there as well by the defender. I think that was Tanisha Barnes, TC Barnes, who wasn't able to bring her down.
So they're going to go for 2. The Divas can try to get this right tonight at some point, up 48-28.
Now we got Witt in the backfield.
Oh, interesting. So they really got an interesting formation here with the 3 backs. Deja Scott, Pope, and Witt, as you mentioned, right behind Congialdi, and 2 receivers and receiver on each side. Yep, and it's going to give. It's on the right side, and she's going to get in there. You don't want to get in front of that train.
No,
you don't want to get in front of that train.
She will lay you out, whether she's playing offense or defense.
That's 50 for the Divas. 50-28.
Wow, it's showtime, folks.
Wow.
Wow. Is right.
Nice play, and that is 6 touchdown passes on the night for Amanda Congialdi. She came into the night with 13, so she has 19 on the season, and no interceptions. I don't want to say it too loud, but that's quite a TD to interception ratio.
I mean, that's on the year. She's had no interception.
Yeah.
That is just an incredible feat. I don't know any quarterback who's had as many completions and as many yards thrown as she has with no interceptions.
Right, and she's throwing it
at
around.
any level, anywhere.
Right, it's not like it's a low-risk offense.
No, she is not holding on to anything.
No, but good to see Whitney Sims get the 2-point conversion. And I think maybe the Divas coaches got an idea. They kept seeing Johnson Rivers plow people like, we got one of those.
well, they've had it in their system. They've had it in their bag. They just got to pull it out.
Yeah, that was the best 2-point play we've seen all year. That was easy. Good return. Smith is aggressive on the kickoff returns.
A lot of Divas on the ground there.
Smith, who's a linebacker by trade and kick returner as well for the Comets. Getting some good field position for Columbus. Down 50-28. 13-17 to go here in this fourth quarter. So the Comets will start at their own 34-yard line. Amanda Herbst is going to get under center this time. It's like T.C. Barnes in the backfield. Give to T.C. Barnes, and not going to get very far. Maybe the line of scrimmage, and no gain.
D-line doing a good job up there, just stuffing everybody up. Most of the D-line in the backfield.
Comets taking their time coming out of the huddle. New back in there is Pasha Johnson Rivers, who has 4 touchdowns tonight. And the give. Rivers breaks 1 tackle and stays on her feet, dives forward, gets to the 41. Pick up about 5 on that play, so bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Comets.
Comets been running this unbalanced offense, trying to put 4 players on one side of the ball, 2 on the other. That time they ran a little backside play there.
Again, it's Johnson Rivers in the backfield. Herbst is going to give it to her. This time she's going to try the right side. And tackle from behind. And we got a late flag. Watkins makes a tackle and a late flag.
Now, as the quarterback's getting up slow, you got to wonder if there's a late hit.
There is a roughing, and that wasn't a running play. Wow. Yeah, Amanda Herbst is definitely taking some shots tonight.
Kind of strange to see a penalty like that on a run play, though.
Sure is. So that's going to be 15 yards. And again, going back to the theme of the game when the Divas help out Columbus.
I just think she just got a little ticky-tack play there.
Yeah, she sold a couple of them. So Columbus in the Divas 45-yard line. 1st and 10. 12 minutes to go in the game, down 50-28. Here's the give to Johnson Rivers. Good. Sims comes up, tries to strip the ball, and then Ford comes up and cleans it up.
Yeah, the rest of the Divas there to finish making that play.
Whitney Sims is trying to pop that ball out. She made the initial contact to kind of get Johnson Rivers headed the wrong direction. And we got a whistle. We got a timeout. Yeah, timeout Comets. 11:43 to go. It's their first timeout of the half. So from here, as we mentioned, the Divas, it's all road. It's all the road after this. It'll be in Richmond next weekend, followed by a game in Cleveland, and then the big one on the 15th at Boston. So Divas with
yeah, a little interesting schedule, playing so many games at home to start and then finishing on the road. It's worked well so far. Divas just have to finish.
Again, it's some numbers that have been eye-popping offensively this year. We had talked about coming into the game, Amanda Congialdi, the quarterback's number. She had 1,323 passing yards, and she could become the first Divas quarterback ever to surpass 2,000 in a season, and certainly helped the cause tonight.
And we're talking about an 8-game season.
Yeah. There goes Herbst loading up. Incomplete. Almost picked off, but Johnson had a shot at it. Jessica Johnson got her hands on it, just kind of ran on the field. So incomplete on that would make a 3rd and 11 coming up.
Yeah, well, Johnson's already had 4 picks this year. She's hungry, looking for that next one.
Again, Herbst came into the game. We were looking at the numbers before the game, talking about just a 31% passer. 7 touchdown, 5 picks, only a 52 rating, but she's thrown it a lot better than the 52 rating tonight. I mean, they've actually had some really good pass plays here and a good passing offense this evening. Certainly not the explosive passing offense the Divas have, but it's been efficient and it's worked for them. Fonts here on the near side. Herbst under center. Fakes it to Johnson Rivers. She's going to run around the end. It looked like a broken play. Now she's trying to fight for her life. Shakes off one Diva, then she's just going to slide.
Yeah, that's a smart move.
Yeah, that was a smart move. Live for the next play.
Blake was coming over to take her head off.
Yeah.
After Tia misses that tackle.
Yeah, so Herbst gets down, and that's going to bring a 4th down. Pretty much have to go for it at this point with 11 minutes, and the clock still ticking. 11, 12, 10, and it's going down with trailing 50-28. 50-yard line. Yeah, Herbst is coming back out. It's got the play. Amanda Herbst out of the pistol this time. Plus to Johnson Rivers, the lone back. Give to her on the 3rd and 4th, and she's 4th and 15, and she's going to lose 5.
Tara Mason takes her down.
Tara Mason with the tackle, 5-yard loss, and they're going to turn it over on down, so the Divas offense will get back out on the field with a short field.
Yeah, Mason, one of those tremendous rookies that has come and just made an immediate impact on this D-line. Looks like there's some laundry on the field. The refs are trying to take care of what's going on with that.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about, but Amanda Herbst is still in the field. Ford's in the field. I don't know if it's going to get them if it's going to be on the Divas or not. Divas defense started to come off the field and stopped, and now the offense is coming out halfway. Everybody's like halfway. It's going against the Divas, it looks like. Oh, man, I hope this – be interested to see if this is an automatic first down situation. Might be. They needed 15. No. It was post-possession. Yeah, post-possession penalty. 15 yards, though.
But post-possession penalties, those are mental penalties. Those are things that the Divas need to look at and really address in this time between games. Yeah,
it's post-possession. Divas ball. Amanda Herbst had come back out on the field for for Columbus. It threw me off for a minute, but then I noticed that Amanda Congialdi in the offense was out for the Divas. Like, what's going on here? It is Divas ball, so 1st and 10 at their own 40 as opposed to what would have been the 45, I believe, or even the 40 of the Comets. So something happened after the play. Cost the Divas some yardage, but they do have the football still. With 10:38 to go, a 50-28 lead.
Divas are
interesting formation. Yeah, they're missing somebody, right?
Missing a receiver.
Now there's a delay of game penalty. We haven't had any of those tonight. And by any of those, I mean like in the last 2 minutes. Because we've had about 10 of them for both teams. I think Ashley Clark was your missing receiver. She's running out of the field. So they had 10 players in the field and got a delay on that one. So hey, it's been a short week for them. They had a tough win in Pittsburgh. I don't know, maybe it's wearing on them a little bit. Here goes Pope on the right side on a 1st and 15. Oh, big run, 40. Oh, flag thrown in the middle of it. That would have been 20-yard pickup, but I think it's coming back. Boy.
Going to get somebody on a holding.
Yeah, referees had a quick flag there in the middle of that line, and they're pointing the hold of the Divas. It's a shame because that was a nice run by Pope. Pope's had a couple big runs taken away by penalties tonight as she's coming and spelled Deja Scott here late in this football game. So holding the Divas as they continue to move backwards. Entwistle coming out at receiver to play some receiver now. She's going to replace Clark.
Well, Columbus can't have any complaints about us having home field refs because we sure have not had any home field ref calls at all this evening.
Not at all. Definitely been the other way. So out of the shotgun, it is Congialdi. Backs on each side. Give to Scott. She's taking it towards the 25. Spins around, taken down maybe after a pickup of a yard, maybe.
Not happy with the blocking on the edge out there.
And they're trying to set up a big run, and it never materialized. So it'll be a 2nd down coming up. Divas have to get to the 50-yard line, so it's a 2nd and 25 for the Divas.
So they're pulling a running back out, trying to get a receiver in.
A lot of confusion here.
Gonna have to call a timeout.
Yeah, Congialdi's going to have to burn a timeout. With 9:33 to go, Divas on top 50-28, leading the Columbus Comets.
Well, the Divas ran that last play with 2 backs in the backfield. And any other time you see them with 2 backs in the backfield, usually it's one of the receivers going back into the backfield in that position. So they just had some personnel issues trying to get them on and off the field, a little confusion.
Reminds you tonight's broadcast being brought to you by Regenerative Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Rossum is the official medical provider of the DC Divas. Also, Signal Financial Credit Union, where your tomorrow self will thank you. Fordham and Dominion Brewing Company, the official beer of the DC Divas, featuring the finest in local and craft beer options. And by Know Who, connecting you in your business to those that matter.
We want to add one of our new recent sponsors, Nest Health, who is providing the Divas with technology in bioenergetics and getting a new introduction of that technology to the team. Very excited to have them on board as a more recent sponsor.
All right, here comes Congialdi with the 2nd and 25. Needs to get to the 50. 4 wide, 1 back. Scott throws it over to the far side. Caught by Wilson. She makes 1 player miss, gets it up to the 35, so gets 10 of it back. Bring up a 3rd and 15. Another flag. I think we got a roughing the passer. I think the Divas are finally going to get a penalty to help them out.
Well, yeah, Amanda's been taking a lot of hits this year, so good to get a call on that one.
So first down for the Divas.
Most of her hits are, however, when she's running the ball. She
Yeah.
has not been sacked a lot. She's been knocked down a couple of times.
Yeah, she definitely fights the sacks normally. Yeah, she got it up in the chops pretty good. Coming off that left end. I think that might have been Bennett, who's been really a terror tonight. Marissa Bennett might have got her a little high. So that will get the Divas an automatic first down. Well, that's one way to get out of a 2nd and 25. Congialdi doesn't seem any worse for wear, still out in the field. Got 2 receivers each side, so the 4 wide against Scott, the lone back. Out of the shotgun. Low snap, Congialdi handles it. She's going to roll to her left. She's going to load up, going deep. It's going to be underthrown, though, to Hilliard as she comes backward. She's interfered with, so big PI there as Hilliard was trying to come back for it. She was grabbed. I don't think she would ever got to the ball.
Well, the ball was so underthrown that she had to really fight all the way back. Defender did not know where the ball was, unable to get out of her way.
Yeah,
Easy
Aisha
call
Slaughter.
there.
Yeah, Aisha Slaughter got caught up in that one. And give Hilliard a lot of credit for making that happen, kind of creating it. But it was not one of Amanda's best throws. She really didn't get much on. It was kind of a duck.
She doesn't normally underthrow receivers, so.
No. Not at all. So they're going to mark it. That'll put the ball at the 36-yard line of the Columbus Comets. 8:56 to go. Divas in control here, 50-28. Again, going with a 4-wide look. Scott the lone back. Congialdi out of the shotgun. Trying to add to her numbers tonight. She's thrown 6 touchdowns.
So she's changing the play at the line of scrimmage.
Gets the snap off just in time. Throws it over, caught by Hilliard. Hilliard makes one player miss and gets a first down. Well, that's a nice move. Just kind of knew where Hilliard caught her touchdown, too, in that area would make the miss.
Looked like there could have been a little face mask call that wasn't called there. And that time you heard the crowd actually starting to count out the play clock as it was getting down to 0.
I think they've caught on to the amount of delay games we've had as well.
Let's see. And the clock just started. The ball was set down.
Congialdi out of the shotgun again. Some new, good to see Hilliard getting a lot of work tonight. Entwistle's in the game now. Low snap. Congialdi picks it up. She's going to have to roll to her left. She's going to throw it over to Entwistle, who catches it on the ground and gets it to the 15. Nice play. About 9-yard pickup on first down.
Great job of going down, make sure you secured that ball. Entwistle, one of those really, really fast players. When you watch her run, she's got maybe the fastest player on her team.
She got in the open field, I believe it was the last home game, right, against Tampa late in the game, and really
to the house.
Yeah, to the house. It was good to see. So they got 2 wide receivers on each side of Amanda Congialdi, and the lone back is Scott. Here comes Entwistle in motion. Maybe it's going to be a little jet sweep, but no. Entwistle stays back there, and boy, Congialdi just gets it away, overthrows Scott.
Yeah, I think she was supposed to have a little toss to Entwistle. Either Entwistle didn't maintain her proper space or somebody else in that play did not get where they were supposed to be. Little broken play there.
Yeah, it broke up a little bit. So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3 yards. So 3rd and 3 for the Divas. Ball sitting on the 17-yard line of the Columbus Comets. 7:33 to go in the football game. Divas 50-28 in control. Low snap again. Throws it out in the flat, caught. And getting the corner, still on her feet, but taken down is Gainey. Shaquanda Gainey, nice play though, gets a first down for the Divas.
Yeah, man, just a nice ball. She let that go before Gainey came out of her break. Good timing.
Gainey's had a good night. She had a big catch in the sideline and a touchdown pass. Now that play, kind of sharing the wealth tonight. Now Flora comes into the game. We haven't seen Lexi Flora in a while. She's on the far side right along with Mackenzie Wilson, number 41. So they're kind of stacked together, and you got Entwistle and Hilliard stacked on the near side. And Scott's the lone back. Low snap. Congialdi picks it up. She looks like she's going to try to run it in, and she gets bent a little bit. It's going to be shy of the goal line, so it's going to bring up a second goal.
Man, she gets twisted up there. Everyone holding their breath, making sure she's not getting hurt.
I don't know if that was a design quarterback draw or not, or if it's just because the snap was low, she decided to take it. And Entwistle's running out of the game. This time you're going to have two backs in the backfield. It's going to be Pope along with Scott. Hilliard's going to line up like a tight end, and they're going to have two receivers to the right of Congialdi on the far side of the field. Second and goal from the 2 of the Comets. 50-28, Divas on top. Congialdi, another low snap, has to pick it up and got players in her face immediately. Going to run, just flip it up, touchdown to Hilliard. Little broken play, but it worked just fine as Hilliard gets another touchdown.
Amanda's so creative. Kind of reminded me there of a little Tom Brady or something.
Yeah.
Play breaks down, just squeeze it right on through there.
Well, Brett Favre, Aaron
Brett
Rodgers,
Favre,
or something
absolutely,
like that.
all those guys. So creative, always know what to do, never get frustrated or flustered.
That was beautiful. That was Congialdi to Hilliard for the second time tonight, and that is also Congialdi's 7th touchdown pass. Second in a row to Hilliard. Actually, Hilliard had the last one. This one from 2 yards out. And they're going to go for 2 with a 56-28 lead. And running wide is Pope. Is she going to be able to get it? And yes! Does she get in there? The ref's touchdown, or 2-point play, excuse me. So Divas make it 58-28.
They are starting to party here at the St. James. The crowd is excited. Fans are happy. Players are feeling good.
Well, the last 2 games here at the St. James, I mean, they've seen some points, right? Over 120 points combined, because the last time the Divas were here, they scored 71 against Tampa, a D3 team. Tonight here against the D2 Columbus Comets, 58 points for the Divas.
Well, you see what the most explosive offense in women's football looks like, and it's just a fun show to watch. Folks coming out really enjoying what this no-huddle, up-tempo, West Coast-style game is all about. And Amanda, really the perfect quarterback to run this system. You know, new system in place really fits what she does, and the talented group of receivers that the Divas have.
So Entwistle to kick it off. Battle Entwistle short. Oh, pops up. Going to be covered up. No, picked up. And the return and pulled down from behind there after a little bit of a pickup. It was Pearson on the return.
So 5 minutes left. The Divas defense, one more chance to come out. Keep working on those things that they've been working on the second half.
Yep, Amanda Herbst and the Comets offense trying to get some more points before this one's over, I'm sure, too. 5:48 to go. They'd like to score in the 30s, I'm sure, in this football game. So Divas 58-28, 5:48 to go. Herbst out of the pistol. Johnson Rivers, the back, hands it to her. Tries the left side, and good tackling on the edge there by the Divas. Good job coming up, and King brings her down, among others.
Michelle Palmer, a rookie DB, in on that tackle as well. Got a couple players down, however.
She has Ford over there, number 2. That might be, is that Ford on the ground? I'm trying to see. Ford is one of the players down. She's sitting up, but I don't know who that is. They're face down on that play. Ford's got her leg extended. I don't know if she's just resting or.
I can't tell who that might be. Blake again. I don't see her standing up.
Yeah, Ford's okay. Ford's up now, but yeah, I'm not sure if that's Blake or who that is, as you said.
Blake, of course, coming off broken ribs in the previous game, couple games ago. Missed some time, but is back out there.
Jasmine Claggett coming over here, going to get a breather as well. The interior of the Divas line tonight with, Claggett and Mason and, of course, Skeen on the edge have been really, really tough on this Comets offense.
Yeah, and they're really showing themselves as one of the better defensive lines that we've put together. And if this young group, and a lot of them young, can stay together, this could be a talented force to deal with for quite some time.
You don't like to see injuries ever, but certainly late in games, it's a little bit more frustrating to see it happen as well.
Yeah, and the trainers are really intensely down, talking with her intently.
The helmet has been removed, and the player is sitting up now, which is a good sign. I think that's a 30.
Yeah,
it could be Blake.
Blake.
Yep. 36, yep.
When you do have a broken rib, you really have to be careful that doesn't come back and then puncture into your lung and do something more serious.
No doubt. There's a lot of danger in it. So
plus, if you get fallen on, you could refracture that and just extend the time that you are out.
Michelle Blake
comes
to the sideline. She's upset.
And she's tough. She's Navy recruiter, just really one of those kind of people that she puts her heart and soul into it and never wants to come out.
Yeah, she's more upset with herself, it seems like, than anything out than injured right now. Here comes the run, and that's T.C. Barnes up the middle and going to get it close to the 50, but going to be quite a little bit shy. So close to the first down. Probably about to pick up a 7 on second down.
The Divas did not read that offensive formation very well. Columbus is doing this, extra people on one side, kind of going unbalanced. Divas got to figure that out, make sure they get their defensive linemen all lined up in the correct spots.
You got an offside on the Divas in that play, too, and it's going to be declined.
Well, and they had two players completely over the edge with really, they could have sealed and done a lot more damage on that play.
Yeah, so that was a offside on that play. It's going to be declined after the run almost got the first down. So this will be a third down. And 3, or make it 1, third and 1. Herbst hands it again to Barnes, who is going to have the first down and then some. She falls forward and is going to get to the 43-yard line of the Divas. So Comets in Divas territory with the 1st and 10 with 4:55 to go in the fourth. A lot of new personnel coming in for the Divas. Clark checks in. They got to get players off. They got too many players in the field right now. They got to hustle. Although Barnes is still trying to get off for Columbus. So, no harm there. So Herbst hands it to Johnson Rivers, who gets stacked up behind the line. Skeen again comes up with a tackle.
Yeah, Skeen's a beast. Just really tough to block her. She comes off that block really well, makes a tackle. Loss of a yard on the play.
Yeah, the Divas have really done a good job substituting in fresh players in that defensive line, as you see they're doing now.
You see Coach Derek Pearson down on the sideline. Just a really fired-up coach, a very emotional guy that you love playing for, getting that D-line rotation going.
Herbst again to Johnson Rivers, who's going to try the right side. Not much to go there, maybe 2 yards. That's about it.
Watkins and Markle in on the tackle.
It's going to bring him a third down. 3:50 to go. Clock's ticking. 58-28, Divas on top. Still getting subs in and out. So 3rd and 8 here. Divas defense trying to get a stop. Amanda Herbst comes up to the line, steps back. Behind her is Paisha Johnson Rivers. Back to pass. Herbst loads up, almost picked off. Oh, just off the hands.
Courtney Wright smelling 6.
Yeah, Courtney Wright, boy, she had a lot of green in front of her. What do we have? A timeout, I believe, going to be taken by Columbus, their second. Talk this over. It's a 4th and 8. 3:21 to go. Divas in control, 58-28.
Well, and other than the D-line, you've got all the rest of the Divas players coming in off the bench, really getting some good burn here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they really have used a lot of the personnel tonight. Of course, we were talking earlier about the difference in roster sizes here tonight for Columbus And the Divas, Columbus, maybe it's about 10 people on their sideline, 12 tops. So a lot of players playing a lot of snaps tonight on both sides of the ball for Columbus. Divas with this big roster, and they're rotating in a lot of players tonight.
Well, and the Divas have 29 rookies on their team, so this is a really young team, and really they're getting better every week with those guys getting experience.
So here's the 4th and 8. Herbst back to pass, loads up, throws down to Fonte, and incomplete. Overthrows her. Oh, we got flags.
Got bailed out by the flag.
Wow.
But is it going to be offensive? No,
defensive
it's not.
pass interference. I don't even know if that was catchable, but that's the call. Fonts.
Not catchable, not a lot of contact, but the defender did not look to where the ball was. Where the ball was.
I will say this: they've been consistent. If you don't look back, they're throwing the flag on you. That has been the one common theme with these PIs they've called tonight.
Although the NCAA rules that we play with, you do not actually have to look back if you do not make contact.
There you go.
So you'll notice a little discrepancy here tonight, but you're right. They have been consistently calling that every time.
That one seemed to be a bit of a stretch, but anyway.
And the fans don't like it.
The fans are
all
really
the boo birds are coming out. Bring it on, guys.
58-28 Divas on top, 3:14 to go. They're going to spot the ball in the Divas 26 for the Columbus Comets. So the fans are not pleased. These refs are not in a hurry. I'll give them that. These guys are not, they're not looking to get out of here fast. Herbst hands it to TC Barnes, who gets stacked up, loses 2 yards in the play. So the Divas defense collapsing in again.
That's Skeen, Mason.
Moore in there as well, Alex Moore. Number 71. Boy, Skeen is terrific games tonight.
Now don't forget Jen Gray, a former offensive line just beast that's turned over to defense.
Yeah, number 95. Yeah, she's been a big part of the middle. Of course, Claggett with her master's degree. Oh, deep shot to Fonte's incomplete overthrow. You see kind of the sarcastic hands up.
Well, she decided she was going to throw that before anything ever happened. Her receiver hadn't broke open. She just threw it up there.
Well, Courtney Wright came back like she had her hands. You want to make sure the refs were not going to flag her. So 2:39 to go. 3rd and 12 now for the Columbus Comets. Trying to get some more points on the board before this one goes final. Trailing 58-28. It's a handoff, the right side, TC Barnes. Tries the right side, not going to get very far. There is a flag down, again, on the far side of the field after a pickup of about 4 yards. It looks like they're pointing towards the Divas again.
Going to catch him in offside. Somebody lined up inappropriately.
Yeah, they looked like a quick one towards the line of scrimmage. And here we go. What do we got? Yep, offside on the Divas. They caught him again. So it's going to be another chance for 3rd down here. A little bit more manageable 3rd down now. The ball moves up to the 23-yard line. So they got to get to – I'm sorry, that was 4th down. So it's a 4th down. The chain gang has not changed here. This is a 4th and 7 now for the Comets. Herbst back to pass, going to Fonts, and incomplete as the other receiver went after the ball.
Yeah, both receivers kind of got stuck in one place. Diva's not really sure who was out on coverage. Looked like Lockhart should have been out in coverage on her. Picked her up a little bit late. Fortunate she wasn't able to make that catch.
All right, the scoreboard was wrong. My apologies. The chain gang had it right. So now it is 4th down for the Comets with 2:05 to go. So 2 receivers to the left of Herbst, 1 to the right, lone back, TC Barnes. Herbst back to pass, loading up, and incomplete, and that's going to turn it over on down. So Divas get the stop, and the offense will get the ball with 2 minutes to go.
One more chance to come out on offense. Amanda's going to stay out there and finish this game. Saying, Coach, I want one more touchdown. Give me one more.
And I think the last tally, did I say 7? Or is it 6? No, it's 7.
7. No,
yep.
she's had 7.
Yeah, it's 7.
Yeah, we're going to have to go back and look in the record books. Allison Hamlin had some big games as a
Right.
quarterback, but Amanda, she is sure putting up some great numbers.
Yeah.
And Allison never had this kind of system to run. We ran much more of a power running system along with the game. We've sort of eliminated that part of our game and just gone to just run and gun. Amanda doing a great job of running this offense.
No question about it. 2 minutes to go. And they got a bird a timeout because of the formation mixed up. Nobody wants to leave tonight. They're having so much fun. I think they were just going to get into kind of a victory formation. Of course, the Divas never play at a center, right? They're always at a shotgun. So they may have to do one of those weird, like, out of the shotgun victory formations that teams, you'll see it in college football a lot these days, too. So many teams don't use under center. It's amazing. They're not used to it. It's kind of a dangerous way to do a victory formation if it was a close game. I don't know, but they may just run plays.
Well, with 2 minutes, they might try to run a series of plays before they try downing. They do have a couple. They have Pope and.
Although they're moving everybody up, they got them.
Oh no, they got Freeman and Harmony.
Yeah. That's gonna be a handoff to Floor, trying the right side, going wide. Floor's got room and then some. Floor still on her feet past the 40-yard line. Pickup of about 18 yards for Floor.
Well, that was just a nice little burst of speed she had once she hit that side. Good job of the running backs getting a little block and getting her to the edge.
Alexi Floor is so explosive.
That was Harmony Buckman out on the edge getting her a block. Rookie running back.
The Pope's rushing off the field here. No, that's Floor. Floor rushing off the field here. Clark coming up here to the near side going wide. Congialdi takes it. This time, Olenzak is going to go up the left side. She gets hit hard, but she's hopping up.
Cut down hard. Looks like 30 might have separated her shoulder if she made that tackle.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
She's getting up, and it feels like she's...
Her arm is in a weird position. You're right. No, she's staying in the game. She wants to stay in the game. Wow. Okay.
I think the officials might send her off.
5-yard pickup. Wow. Yeah, they're trying to send her off. I think that's Tiana Jackson. Yeah, Jackson coming off. I mean, it's her right shoulder. There's no question in the way she's holding it.
Yeah.
She was trying to stay on the field, though. I mean, she was like firing up her defense, like, let's keep going. I mean, whew, that's tough.
Yeah, I mean, you're down 58-28.
Yeah.
And you're fighting every last bit of your heart to stay on that field.
It's incredible. 58-28, 1:30 to go. Clock's ticking. So Smith comes into the game to replace Jackson. Handoff. And trying the left side back to the line of scrimmage.
It's Freeman in there.
Oh, we got a little extracurricular after the play.
Divas offensive line a little excited about what's going on. That's Mullen there being pulled away by a teammate, Jones, making sure she keeps her out of trouble. Don't need any kind of trouble this time of the game with a minute left.
Yeah. So Freeman was the ball carrier.
Good to see Freeman back. She had an injury that kept her out of a game, and then she missed a game being out of town.
So clock ticking now. 35 seconds to go in this football game. Divas well on their way to picking up their win tonight, and that's going to be stacked up. Freeman.
Buckman.
Buckman, excuse me. She didn't like it at all. That might just be the last play of the game. The refs could make this the last play if they wanted to, if they're getting worried.
Yeah, O-line's helmet got ripped off.
Yeah, you might just
get a little testy out here.
That's a game, yep.
This game is over, folks.
Yeah, refs just need to call. Who cares what the score, what the clock says?
Yeah.
Big win for the Divas, though, as they continue to roll. That is win number 4 now, 4-1 for the Divas tonight with a 58-28 victory over the Columbus Comets. So what stood out for you, Donna?
Well, I think the Divas really showed that they can do what they need to do on offense, but they've got to take care of the little thing. They've got to take care of the mental mistakes. They've got to take care of the penalties. Those things, they could get away with them in a game like this, but they cannot get away with them when they play Boston, when they go back. So this is going to be some things they're going to look at. But good job overall tonight of really just laying the wood. Amanda got the ball to all of her receivers, did what she needed to do, and Divas pulled out the win.
Yeah, they did. And again, this is the last one at the St. James tonight. We hope we're back for a playoff game at some point, right? I mean,
yeah,
at the end of June.
We'll be playing Boston at some point in the playoffs.
Right.
We're either playing here or away, so keep your eyes open and be ready for another game back here at the St. James.
Yeah, thanks to everybody who made the broadcast possible. Thanks to Rich Daniel, the owner and extraordinaire of the DC Divas, for making it happen. Donna, thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun doing these games. I hope we get to do some playoff games coming up soon.
Absolutely.
For Donna Wilkinson, I'm Scott Jackson. Thanks for watching us here on the Divas tonight. Enjoy it, and thanks to everybody here at the St. James. Divas win it 58-28 over the Columbus Comets. Good night, everybody.
Cool.